Welcome back to another episode of the Otter Players Podcast, where today we'll go ahead and get into the Xbox layoffs that have been going on in lieu of AI and many other things that Xbox has claimed, Ghost of Yotei reactions, and much more. Without delay, we'll go ahead and jump into our intros and jump right into these topics. Weeb, how are you, man, and what have you been playing?
Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be back doing this fine podcast. Of course, we had a great show last week with the spoiler cast of the GOTY of this year, Expedition 33, and now
Absolutely.
it's back to business. Yeah, there's only one answer to what I've been playing, and that's of course Death Stranding 2.
Mm-hmm.
Living the life of a Mad Max style delivery man. Um, Yeah, I mean, absolutely fantastic. Taking my sweet time, of course, doing all the the extra stuff, the standard orders, support, missions, etc. Um, got to catch all these these wild animals, deadly koalas and carnivorous kangaroos, shit like that. So yeah, pretty cool so far. I guess I did play one game in between. It was the I turn up Astrobot uh, for one day to play the new levels they added, for new challenge levels. Finally, they listened to Omar's whining and added the Final Fantasy characters. Um, but yeah, I guess it wasn't enough for you, right, Omar?
Yeah. But
Oh
yeah, yeah.
god.
How long did it
Yeah.
took you the final level? Because that shit
Uh,
was
oh
rough.
no. I haven't gone back to that yet. I mean, that was taking too long. Like I was tired, but I will probably get tried again tomorrow. It's usually with those levels, like when you're tired, you're not getting it, and then next day you're just gonna finish it in
Yeah,
one
I
go.
feel
Like,
you. That happened to me all the time. Yeah.
yeah, well, I was pretty close. I think there's like three switches, right? Like the last one is with the chicken, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then it was really, really, really close. So yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. But yeah, great. They keep on sporting this game. And yeah, I mean, not nobody can claim there was some sort of feud between Square and PlayStation, right? I like a certain someone suggested. uh, but yeah, other than that, yeah, just Death Stranding. Oh no, again, fuck, I cheated a little bit as well. I did play the altars a tiny bit
Okay.
because it wasn't Game Pass. I wanted to check it out, which is pretty good. But I had to stop myself. Like, okay, no, I'm not gonna continue
Yeah.
with it because I I,
Mhm.
I need to focus on Death Stranding.
Yeah,
Um,
Alters is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have because yeah. Apparently, the nerf the game yeah, like yesterday or day before.
What?
Uh,
Jaina?
what? Yeah. No, not the altars. That's
Let's
Oh,
talk
trending.
about Death
oh,
Stranding,
okay.
y'all.
You're talking about the Death
Yeah,
Stranding nerf,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's trending.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 We're gonna write about that.
Motherfuckers. That's what I get for taking my sweet time.
Hey,
Let it
Right.
You're the
forward.
Kojima lover, so go ahead.
Yeah, that would be an interesting topic because what if fine you're nerfing it because people are exploiting the game and get it
It,
and not playing it as you wanted them to play it, but what about the people who were able to use that exploit and then people who later on got to that point and were not able to do that? They have an unfair disadvantage. So
no, but
what are,
No, I
what are you
agree.
going to do for me, Kojima? What's
but
are you going to do for me?
why
What is
make?
my where's my compensation?
I
Yeah,
agree.
I do think it's bullshit, beyond bullshit, because you're not doing anything wrong. It's not a multiplayer game. It's single player with online interaction. Fine, great, amazing. I have always appreciated and gave him props. And not only that, you're screwed over if you don't update. If you should not update, they lock you out of online. So you're actually supposed to update it
You are bot. You're starting to
and
bot.
update it when we have fun, no matter which diff it is.
Yeah, but Kojima warned you, right? He did say that he had to make the game less fun because people were having too much fun.
He did say that. He did say that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thought that was a meme or something.
No,
No,
You
no,
know
no,
no,
no.
he
how
actually
it
said
gets
that.
He said that. Yeah,
misin-
yeah. So,
misinterpreted all the time.
so I guess it runs as advertised.
Right? No, we'll
Yeah,
we'll definitely we'll definitely bring that up as a
yeah.
flyby topic because
Yeah,
obviously
we should make it a
that's
topic because that is
something
egregious.
to discuss. And then there's some alternatives that work decently, but not as well as what we were able to do before. Still think it was completely unnecessary, but yeah, we'll definitely bring it up. Um, Morgan,
Yep.
how are you this week, ma'am, and what have you been playing?
Um, yeah, same as we, um, Death Ring 2. Same as I've been doing the past couple weeks. Uh, I mean, not really much to add. Great game, having fun. So, yeah.
No, I mean that's fair. Like I said, again, you guys got to notice when we usually are playing 4 or 5 different games, and then when a game comes out, the way these last couple have, and we just focus on this one game, like it's that serious. And as much as we've been playing it and focusing on that one game, none of us have finished it yet.
You know,
um,
it's too long. I'm still at chapter 8. You're at chapter 8. They are. We
well,
was at chapter
I'm
6.
no longer in chapter 8, but yeah.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, the fact is, like, we're not gonna rush the game. We've all been waiting for this amazing game, as well as like I said, when we talked about Expedition 33, was another game everybody was playing, and we all just took our time and enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Something that definitely could be said for some people out here, because there's a lot of people rushing out here to complete games in 40, 50, 60 hours. That definitely should be taking them longer, not experiencing what the game has to offer in its entirety, and then
I
commenting on it. And then it's like, it's funny because you'll see certain complaints or things that they have about the game, which there's an item for that, or an item that boosts that, or all these other things, but because they rush through the game and just push the main story constantly, they never got to experience that. So Death Stranding 2 is actually full of that. There are tons
Yeah,
and tons of things for
not.
you to get.
That's why I'm so not behind. Ahead because I'm doing most of what I can 5 star. Because you get some amazing stuff that help you further.
Exactly. Omar, how are you and what have you been playing?
Yeah, so just like Whip, shout out to Whip for that one. I took a break from Death Training for just one day to play the levels for Astrobot, and what can I say? Phenomenal job. I still can't wrap my head around that they still keep updating it for free, giving you free levels. It's insane, and every level is better than the other, which they actually finally introduced a level that rivals their their hardest level, which in my opinion was the duck level, because the final level was passable, unlike the duck level. But yeah, no, phenomenal. Took me what 2 hours to complete. It it's fun, but it's also more fun watching others play the level on Twitter, comparing my tactics to them. But besides that, yeah, no, I found out about Death Stranding Death last night with you guys, and I was as angry as you guys. So we're definitely gonna talk about that front. And I mentioned it to you, Nate. I just wish that you can turn off areas you already did, so you don't get any cargo from there. Cause that would speed up the gameplay way more. But hey, Kojima don't love fun, right? But yeah, no. Besides that, amazing, phenomenal. I was thinking like this game, this one thing doesn't fit, and all of a sudden, it fits. So yeah, now it's all to wrap it up and see where the story takes me. But so far, phenomenal.
Cool. Yeah. As for myself, obviously also playing Death Stranding heavily. Um, like I said I'm now I think in chapter 14 or something like that.
What
Um,
the hell?
sir, calm down. It's okay. Anyway, like I said, I think I'm in chapter 14 now. Um, Pushing through the game, getting a lot of stuff done. 5-starred a ton of people in the game. If you're playing the game, you know what that means. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. Um, like we said, they have been patching the game like crazy, uh, which is interesting because, like I said, I haven't really run into any bugs myself. It's been a pretty flawless playthrough. Um, as we said, the last one nerfed one of the more famous farming spots as well as some of the other locations. But there's still ways to kind of mitigate it in one of the secondary areas. And I've also heard about another farming spot, but I honestly don't understand how to do it. And I haven't seen anyone post how to do it. Um, I've also been
No YouTube
continuing.
video of it?
No, Omar, hush, please. If there was a YouTube video of it, I would have said that. Anyway, I've also been continuing my playthrough um, of Suikoden, finishing Suikoden 2 for the Platinum on both PS4 and PS5. So that's another undertaking. Anybody knows it's my second favorite game of all time. So I'm still thoroughly enjoying that. But yeah, definitely heavily focusing on Death Stranding 2, which again has just been absolutely amazing. Um, Something else I definitely wanted to mention while we're still in the intro phase here. Obviously, there's been a ton of great releases this year, a ton of great games people have been playing. It's all over my timeline. People are just having a ball release wise and just playing a lot of good games. Like we mentioned, the Alters as well, which is on the list of upcoming games for a different reason. Um, so I just wanted to mention some of the rest of the games that are coming out that are anticipated by either someone on the podcast or in general for the rest of July. Eric's Home uh, is coming out July 15th, so very, very soon. If you guys haven't seen that, it's kind of like a
I
stealth
played the
oriented
demo,
game.
phenomenal demo.
Yeah, the game looks really, really good. It was interesting to see the team talk about it from a developer standpoint and talk about the meticulous way they designed the game and how they wanted people to experience this game. And something I'm definitely looking forward to. If you haven't seen it, look into that. Um, then you have a standalone expansion to the phenomenal RoboCop game that came out not
Yeah.
too long ago called RoboCop Unfinished Business. So you can pick it up even physically, standalone, which is crazy. Like I haven't seen an expansion that you could pick up standalone in forever. But yeah, that comes out July 17th. So I'm definitely looking forward to that because I platinumed RoboCop and it was amazing. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Then on July 18th, you have the Alters physical release for PS5. Um, Priscilla's looking forward to that because played and beat it on Game Pass. Um, but she liked it so much she wants to pick it up on PlayStation. So we're gonna pick up the physical release on July 18th. Um, and then on July 24th, you also have Killing Floor 3, which is a long time game that me and Priscilla and a couple people we've always played on PC with have played for a long time. So we played Killing Floor 1 for like what feels like 10 years, and then Killing Floor 2, same thing, and now Killing Floor 3 is coming up. So hopefully, the team behind that can get things together and not fall victim to over monetization and bad practices of the modern age, and focus on making another great game that we want to play for years and years and years. Um, then you also have Wu Ching Fallen Feathers coming out July 24th. I almost honestly forgot about that one. Um, but yeah, that should be, I think that's also the one that's coming out in Game Pass. They've been showing off for quite some time. So it'll be interesting to see that one finally release and see what the reception is like. And then you also have Ninja Gaiden Ragebound on July 31st coming out as well, which was one of the ones that was shown off at the Xbox showcase not too long ago. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can check that out.
And Nate, your list is lacking because
Oh, yeah?
you're missing two huge releases.
What else are you looking for? What you got?
The Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You completely we have forgot about that one.
I did.
And that looks amazing. And even worse, you forgot No Sleep for Konami Date from the AI the Somnium files.
Oh, I
which
hated,
is
I hated
a-
that game, to be fair. But yeah, I
Fuck
know
you.
you. No, I did forget that one though. I know it was mentioned on another show that I forgot to put that on the list. And yeah, that is another hotly anticipated title from a lot of people I know really do enjoy that series. Thank
I
you.
love that series, and I can't wait to play the third entry in the series.
Absolutely. Thanks for adding those for me. We appreciate you. Um,
I know.
and then another thing, not a game release, but Morgan brought it to our attention. A surprise update for Banisher's New Eden for PS5 Pro owners. They updated the game for PS5 Pro, increased resolution, performance across the board. A couple people have tested it, apparently saying it's amazing, and really brings out the performance level of the PS5 Pro. I did play or start Banishers barely, so yeah, I could definitely see where it could use some of that. And some people were saying there was some stutter and a couple other things going on with the title that has now been, relieved if you are playing on a PS5 Pro. So something I'm thoroughly looking forward to because that is a game I wanted to finish and get my playthrough going officially on that as well. But yeah, shout out to everybody who joined us in the chat. Like I said, Voyager 88, Ryan, Will 777, JP, C Fresh, and TJI in the chat. Appreciate you guys. TJ says he is playing Persona 5X. It's pretty good. Need to see some more adaptations like this to mobile. Yeah, I agree. That's something else I did try that I forgot to mention. I did try Persona 5X since the last time we've been on, and it's been interesting. I'm trying to work my way again around the mobile mechanics for the game, the mobile trappings, as it were. But yeah, to TJ's point, the game is phenomenal. At least the game, gameplay wise, it's incredible the way they adapted Persona 5 to a mobile structure. It's just more of a good thing. Like it really just feels like when you're not in the menu system for all the mobile stuff, it really just feels like you're playing a Persona 5, expansion or something that with a different story. So yeah, that team that they contracted to do that did an amazing job, and it's incredible. They did a bunch of remixes and new OST and a bunch of stuff for that game. So yeah, if you guys have a chance, check it out. I recommend playing it on PC if you have a PC to play it on, just because I think it just plays better there. I did try it on my phone, but yeah, my phone definitely got warm while I was playing it. But I always max out the settings. I'm not one of those people that are like, Oh, let me turn it down because I'm playing on mobile. And I would also recommend that if you play it on mobile to attach or pair a controller because it plays, like I said, really well that way. So I would definitely check that out. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into our first topic. Um, we had the big Ghost of Yotei reveal happen uh, just a couple days ago now. Um, PlayStation set up a premiere for the state of play. We got to see some of the new gameplay mechanics, everything that was going on uh, with the Ghost of Yotei, some of the ways they have implemented a new card system, the new weapon system, and much, much more. They showed off plenty for the title. There's definitely been some interesting reactions. Some people are loving it, going crazy. Some people are like, I'm not really sure yet. So, yeah, we're going to get into our reactions for Ghost of Yotei State of Play and see what everybody's thinking about it. Weeb, how did you feel about the Ghost of Yotei State of Play? And if anything stood out to you, would you really like from the show?
Oh yeah, I absolutely like it. Yeah, I mean, of course, the game is gonna and play very similar to the first game because what did you expect? Like that expectation is ridiculous that it suddenly needs to change up everything, and I mean like I don't know why. Maybe I can kind of understand that you're somehow expecting it to be completely different because it's a next gen game, whatever. But and they're switching up the setting, right? It's not a direct continuation of Tsushima, hence the name change to Ghost of Yotei. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I think. I think you just got the confirmation. Yeah, if you enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, you're gonna enjoy this because it plays very similar, but just has made changes that I would suppose to say that are just general improvements across the board. I mean, the game looks absolutely amazing. And I do hope that this is just the way the game is just gonna look, right? But I think that's like the only time where like I think we all recognize that when Ghost of Tsushima was first revealed, there was definitely a slight downgrade when the game finally came out, or at least when they finally dropped the sort of the gameplay trailers. But yeah, I mean, this time we have a game that's basically a few months away, so uh, this is what you're gonna get, right? This is how the game is gonna look like, and the game looks absolutely fantastic. Um, I love their more sort of immersive approach where they're like what you mentioned, the cards, where they give you these cards to basically track side quests, and sort of give you the option to, I guess, when you interrogate people, what do you want to, basically pick, for a side quest. That they're, like in the gameplay demo they showed. You said, okay, yeah, we're just now gonna just explore by going towards things that we think look interesting. You see a tower in the distance. Okay, let's go there. So I like that they're really focusing on sort of giving you, instead of you have a map, and I think you can still just go from just put a marker there, go from A to B, if you want to. But I think what they're sort of encouraging is that that there's will always be something interesting, on the horizon that you can explore. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Completionists like we will probably in the end will, okay, yeah, cool. But now I'll probably ran out of things to go to, so I'll just gonna look at the map and just make sure that I didn't miss anything before proceeding to the next area. Um, but yeah, no, I absolutely love you know, the way they're just like the first game, but I guess more where it's not just the story and the combat. It's the environment, right? The
Yeah.
level design, the landscapes, the vistas. That's a character. That's a character in the game, right? That's um, just as important to give you this experience that you're in, you know, uh, feudal Japan, where you have these untouched, mostly untouched landscapes that are just incredibly gorgeous to look at, and you can just travel through them at your leisure, and and be a kick-ass samurai to bow, or Ronin to bow. And yeah, I mean, it does seem indeed that they've changed the switch out the stances with different weapons, which I love because uh, all of these weapons look amazing. You have dual wield now. You have the
The Odachi.
Odachi
Yeah.
that absolutely slaps, and the chain, of course. Um, and yeah, a wolf apparently can fight you, and I guess also a bear if we have to believe that that's a screenshot they've shown. Um, and yeah, like smaller things like what I said, when you're at your campsite, you will have NPCs come to you instead of you having to just go travel across the map to find that one merchant that has that upgrade you need. Instead, they just come to you during your journey, and you can you can make sure that you're readily available to use the upgrade that you got the requirements for, and get it, and not have to waste time traveling. Yeah, I mean, I like these kind of changes in a way that is yeah, respects your time as were, but also doesn't ruin the immersion. Like yeah, it's pretty immersive in the sense that you have a wolf bag, as they say. You have a cast of supporting characters, and they will travel, and you will encounter them during your journey. You will, which is also very much a trope in these samurai stories, especially if you read a lot of manga, or yeah, watch anime, mostly manga, where you see that their stories with a swordsman traveling through Japan for revenge or whatever, and they will always at some point encounter that one character that they encountered before, or maybe even in every single chapter, because that character happened to be in the same town as you are, or that kind of thing. And that's I love that, and I'm absolutely getting Lady Snowblood vibes with with the way they're approaching story.
Mm.
The vengeful woman who's a kick-ass swordsman who wants to get revenge for the slaughter of her family, which apparently also has some sort of flashback mechanic when you visit her estate. But yeah, I mean, everything about it looks great. Like it's going to be more more Ghost, basically. But I do feel like this probably to me is probably going to be a massive step up, because the while I loved Ghost, I also will recognize that it had flaws in the sort of the way it's structured, that basically you were you finish one area, uh you're working towards, okay, I'm now going to defeat the Khan, and then you find out, oh no, he's not here, and then you have to go to the next area, and to the castle where the Khan is, and then you find, oh no, he just left, you just missed him, and that kind of well, I mean, I suppose that kind of thing probably is not going to happen here, because you have very distinctly six targets that you're gonna hunt down. So you have a very clear goal, um, that it's not hinging on one particular character that you have to defeat, and just everything is there to sort of stretch that that story until you actually have the final confrontation, which I absolutely love that they're seem to be I guess listen, or at least understood that that was sort of a thing that could be done better. Um, of course, absolutely crucial that the lip sync was in order right from the start. So definitely will allow everybody to just play it in Japanese if you really want to get that that authentic experience. Kurosawa mode is back. They also now have a Mika Takahashi mode, which I might be very tempted to actually switch on because there's nothing
Yeah, that's
than,
gonna be on.
than yeah, samurai game with lots of blood. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe occasionally the Watanabe mode where you just listen to a bit of lo-fi hip hop when you're cruising, I guess.
They
Um,
definitely
but yeah,
considered
I
the
mean,
ambiance in this game a lot,
yeah,
so I appreciated it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think like this is kind of the I think with Tsushima they have very much confined themselves with, okay, this is a historical backdrop, which is this too, but more like this not a particular historical event that they seem to be adapting, but more like a common theme, like a story that has been told before, but now in their own way. Um, and that gives them the freedom to not, okay, yeah, we need to sort of make it fit, the historical events. So we can't really we have we're confined to certain yeah, we have constraints, right? We cannot do anything we want to do. Um and while I absolutely loved Tsushima, I think uh it really was sort of like up until the like in the end, like the ending where you really start to like, oh yeah, I really feel for Jin. And in between it was mostly like Jin was basically sort of almost an artificial way sort of struggling, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be the ghost now, I'm gonna because we need to unlock more gameplay modes, or more ways of fighting for you. And that sort of seemed to have shaped Jin's story more than the other way around, if you understand what I mean. Like that is sort of it for me. Didn't always feel sort of natural in the way that Jin was evolving, and sometimes was just very abrupt. That he's just say, oh yeah, no, okay, no, yeah, and that always sort of clicked with me the way, like, oh yeah, it's not honorable, but you know what do you mean not honorable, this is war, this is what samurai have been doing for ages. um and this is sort of, now you're a character that's you know is on a quest for vengeance, and there's not really any constraints there where you're like, okay, makes total sense that you're now using this weapon, or using this tactic, because you're doing whatever you need to do to get the job done. Um, and that, I think that might again, we have to of course see when actually play the game to experience. But I do feel like they made this choice to also make it more organic in the way that they don't have to they don't have to sort of try to make it fit, right, that they don't have to fit the story with the gameplay, where it's not, no, we can make we can make them have synergy right from the start, because everything is for the purpose of your quest for vengeance. And yeah, that seems very promising to me. So I'm really looking forward to, like, I'm more excited for this than um yeah than I was for Tsushima, and I was very excited for Tsushima, but did this one even has me, yeah, it is one of my most anticipated games of the year. So yeah, I can't wait until when October hits and I can finally put my hands on it. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, I agree with all that. Another thing I definitely encourage people to do, because PlayStation always does this, when they originally show the game, regardless of them showing a premiere, they do not upload it soon enough for it to be available in higher quality. So you get that highly compressed live stream effect of the game, which
True.
honestly does not do it any favors at all. Um, I am playing it here in the background in 1440p, but they also have 4K available. You wouldn't see that through the stream because our stream is in 1080p. But I recommend you go back and watch it in 4K on your OLED on the 55 inch, 65 inch, whatever you got, and really, appreciate what they showed because that highly compressed stream was terrible quality wise
Mm,
for what the game looks like. Like I'm rewatching it now on my OLED, and it looks incredible. So a lot of people, I get why a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, that didn't look all that impressive," visually, and it's largely because it was just super compressed, and the live premiere was at like the worst quality. Um, so yeah, I definitely recommend if you guys kind of felt that way graphically, that you go back and watch it in the now available higher resolutions because it looks incredible. Um, Even looking at it here through the stream, it looks higher quality than what they showed during that live stream. So I definitely recommend you go back and look at that, see all the things you missed because they did show a ton of stuff. Like we was saying, all the card systems and all the little different things. There's so many nuances to what they showed, and these vistas look absolutely incredible. Um, so yeah, and there's a lot um, to be shown and appreciated here. Um, Morgan, our resident, super samurai girl, uh, the blue eye samurai queen, you know, uh, how do you feel after that reveal from Sucker Punch, and how excited are you, ma'am?
Yeah, if anybody who knows me, I'm a big Ghost of Tsushima fan. It was my favorite new IP of last generation, um, as far as PlayStation goes. And I've been steadily anticipating finally getting the sequel. And yes, it finally, we got announced what last year, and then we got the state of play this year. Um, yeah, it was everything I wanted it to be. Um, we have a newer combat system now. Instead of stances, we have new weapon types, which I am very intrigued to see how this will work out. When it came to, because this is going to be a huge comparison now that uh, Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. Assassin's Creed
mm,
versus Ghost of Tsushima is going to be a huge talking point when the game finally comes out. But when it came to Assassin's Creed Shadows, there were a lot of weapon types, but I tended to stick to like one or two unless I had to switch to another one. Like it was mostly like my katana and then like my bow. Other than that, I didn't really like using any other weapons. Like I just didn't really want to. But in this way, in this combat system, it looks like it's going to be, switching to it for a specific enemy type. So it's going to be encouraging you to use different weapons, even though they said, if you have a favorite, you can stick to it. But, it'll be easier if you use certain weapons against certain enemy types. So I do like that because maybe it'll convince me to start using more weapons now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that'll play out. They were very what do I say like that they were very they didn't go into much detail when it comes to like how everything will work in the game. Like I'm really intrigued to see how the card system plays out because they were talking about how they've switched to this over what they did with Ghost of Tsushima. So this will now be this system used to interact with NPCs in the world, right? Whenever you find an interesting site or interact with an enemy, a card will show up that will, I guess, get you tips on what's going on in the world to better weapons and better upgrades and things like that. So I'm interested to see how that plays within to the story of Ghost. Um, and then the really intriguing thing they said was that this will be the game for Sucker Punch that'll have the most gamer freedom that they've ever had. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It looks like they're trying to, because with Ghost of Tsushima, everybody loved to say it was a Ubisoft clone, blah 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 blah, Assassin's Creed clone, but what it did way better than Assassin's Creed is organize its open world to not feel like it's a tiresome, cumbersome, you're ready to get the game over with type feeling. They organized it very well and very fluidly, especially with the navigation system with the wind. You're not having to continuously like look at a map, click start, get yourself out of the game. You're in the game, you're with the game, and it's like naturally leading you to the next waypoint, essentially, right? The next main thing, and you can happen upon a lot of things. That was one of the my favorite things about Ghosts is that you could happen upon a lot of interactions out in the world that by following a bird or following a smokestack or just seeing something, a weird tree in the distance or something, and it would lead you to something. And so it looks like they're leaning into that even more with this game. She's gonna have like a telescope that helps you find interesting points, so it looks like there's not gonna be like everybody complains about Ubisoft, there being way too many freaking points on a map, congested full of checkpoints. Is like you're looking for the checkpoints yourself. You're looking for the interesting waypoints and the next place to go into the game. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. It looks great. I like the idea of that. Letting the world kind of take me, being like what we've said, that lone samurai that just wanders. That's a very old school Japanese cinema trope, right? The wandering samurai. So you're essentially going to be that wandering, looking, for clues for your next hunt for the people who killed your family. And like when it comes to that trope and when it comes to the plot of Ghost, like we're seeing a lot of people online, upset, saying it seems they're getting overly saturated with the I guess Japanese games as far as the open world samurai revenge story. They feel like it's kind of overplayed, and I can get that at some sense, like especially if you played Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's a very similar kind of plot, like female lead, families died, she's hunting down the group of people who killed her family, trying to find them and get revenge, right? But I think that what separates what's really going to separate Shadows, or what's really going to separate Yotei from Shadows, is the fact that Sucker Punch, they lean a lot more into their story. When it comes to Assassin's Creed, the story's there, the story's pretty good, but it's always kind of trying to tie back to the Templars and the Templars and the Knights and everything like that. So it's just like they lose the forest for the trees a lot when it comes to Ubisoft's writing. It is good at first and it'll get you like intrigued, but then the story just kind of loses itself because they have so much crap in the game, like as far as just like, okay, there's 78 different side missions, there's 70 different waypoints, there's 70 different temples that you can pray at. Like there's just so much in the game that you kind of just lose the plot and you lose interest. Like I think about the 80-hour mark, I kind of forgot where I was in the story. Like I kind of like lost what was going on, and kind of with the main mission of what she was trying to get done. because I was just trying to figure out what's the last mission I need to do to finish the game, essentially. Like I was trying to, I was working on getting the platinum, and I was checking off all of the side activities that we had to do. And when I was doing that, I had obviously left the main mission, so I was just doing side cleanup, and I completely forgot what what was the last story bit that I had done before I started, getting the rest of the trophies, because the story had just kind of like waned off for me. And when it comes to Ghost of Tsushima, that never really happened. Like I was on, even when I was wandering doing side activities for Jin, like I knew where I was in the story. Like, okay, here's my uncle, he's over here, he betrayed me. Oh my god, I gotta figure out what's going on. Like the enemies are over here. Like I never lost what the story was, and Sucker Punch does a very good job of kind of keeping me focused on that. And I think the story that we're going to get in this game is going to be a far more concrete, and I think it will. I think that's what, especially obviously the combat, it's going to be far more better than Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is great when it comes to obviously stealth, but as far as like that, samurai decapitation, making you feel like you're in a, samurai movie, nobody is really beating Ghost at that. They have that on lock, and obviously it looks like it's going to be that same visceral combat that we got from Ghost of Tsushima. So I can't really complain at all about that. So there's going to be things that separate these two games, and I understand some people's wavering about, man, here's another samurai game, but honestly, that was on Assassin's Creed for delaying it, for delaying their game so damn much that now we have two kind of open world samurai games in 1 year. But regardless, even though I spent 100 hours in Assassin's Creed, I am still gung ho ready for Ghost. I don't have any kind of like feelings of, oh, this is too much, or I don't want to play this, or I'm not in the mood for this. Like, no, I'm ready. Like, I'd take it today if I could. Obviously, I'd finish Death Stranding 2 first, but I would absolutely take this game right now. And it also, it speaks on Ghost's impact, and as far as how the Japanese receive their game, from the mere fact that they're able to get these different modes from these acclaimed Japanese directors. The Miike mode, like the fact that they were able to get signed off on that is insane. I am like all for that. That's probably going to be the mode that I play day one, because like we've said, it's not really doing anything as far as like taking away from like the main story or anything like that. So it's just adding, that visceral combat, giving you more mud and blood when you're in combat. So yeah, that's gonna get turned on with the Japanese dub. And then yeah, like it's just like they got the director, the director of Shampoo to greenlight new music for specifically for this game. Like I was just like, I honestly didn't know how to react to that. I was just so surprised. Like that, I think that was like the least thing that I was expecting from this reveal. Like I didn't think I knew, obviously Ghost loves his different modes, right? But I didn't think we were going to get anything like that. Like one of my favorite, anime directors, director, like it's just, like I am so excited for that. I think that will be the mode that I'll use like for trophy cleanup after I complete the main game. Like I'll just turn on the lo-fi and just chill and get like the rest of and do like trophy cleanup, get like the rest of the trophies and stuff. Like the director of Samurai Champloo, freaking Cowboy Bebop. Like I'm just like, yo, I can't right now. That was such a great surprise, and again, it speaks on the impact that Ghost had, that they're able to to get to, like I said, to get permission and get these directors to sign off on participating in this game, and allowing them to add modes that essentially change the feel of the game. I think this will probably be another game that'll do very well for PlayStation in Japan. I wouldn't be surprised if like the region that the game is taking place in, they sign off on another ambassadorship for Sucker Punch to collecting ambassadorships like freaking Pokemon cards. So they'll probably get another one for this. But yeah, I am so excited for this game. I honestly can't wait. I want to see especially with the animal companions, I want to see what the wolf can do. They said, and they showed the wolf in combat, but we only got like a 2-second clip of the wolf fighting, and they didn't really go into detail about it, or how you meet the wolf and how exactly the relationship works. Like, do they just show up for combat? Are they with you the entire game? Do they go about their business? Like, is the wolf here on a mission as well? Like, who is this wolf and why are they here? I really can't wait to find out more about that. But yeah, everything that they've shown so far looks fantastic to me. I don't get the sentiment that this looks the same as Ghost of Tsushima. Again, like Nate said, when you actually watch the the good clip that Sony posted, the 4K clip, and not the terrible live stream, you like the set pieces, the environment, the way the grass folds as she's like trotting on her horse, like the grass just folding in her path, like the way the wind is picking up the leaves in the background, the huge landscapes. Like, while we had that in Ghost, they were nowhere near as detailed as they are right now in this game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. But I get that people are confused, because people were saying the same thing when Death Stranding 2 was initially revealed, right? They were just like, it looks the same, it doesn't look that different. But then they saw the side by sides and they were like, wait a minute. Oh, it's a very big leap. But it's like, when a game already looks pretty good, it's kind of hard to tell when when it's been improved. So I think when people see the stills and the side by sides of like the regions, the grass, like the environment, and the way everything looks, I think people will realize, oh, okay, this is a definite improvement upon Ghost, right? And the way Ghost was, it was never really about photorealism. It was more about the art style of what they were trying to do with this game. And so it's like, I never expected it to be like a Decima Gorilla, style game, because that wasn't the art style that they're going for. The same way, like, it's not the same art style that Spider-Man or anything like that's going for either. It's just, this is the art style that they use, and I love it because it works perfectly. It's almost like a Japanese painting, the way they construct the game. Very fluid in the way that it looks and the way that it moves. So I wasn't expecting like the same level of fidelity as far as like the photorealism that goes in with like a Death Stranding game or something like that. But it looks freaking fantastic to me. Yeah, I can't wait for this game, and it's coming out my birthday month, so it's even better for me. Nice little birthday gift for me. So yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna do any more kind of deep dives for the game, because like I said, I have so many questions about a lot of the mechanics that they're doing. Maybe they'll do some kind of like behind the scenes, or maybe they'll do like a PlayStation like blog post style thing that they do sometimes with their games. But if they don't, and if it's a wait and see, wait and play, I'll just do that. So yeah, I'm excited.
I have the feeling that and maybe you have the same, that this is going to be the Uncharted 2 moment for Sucker Punch.
I can see that, because it's just, again, we got a lot of detail, but there was a lot that we didn't get explained, and the way that they've constructed this game and the way that they're talking about it makes me feel like they took the basis that they learned from Ghost, and they're just elevating that, and I think people are going to be very surprised. Like, I think the people that are kind of lukewarm on the game at the moment. I think they're gonna get very surprised by what Sucker Punch has to deliver. Like I don't know the way they're talking about it. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be that hit that, like you said, that Uncharted 2 hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope. So, pretty much what I thought. You're extremely excited, and rightfully so. Um, One thing that I will say, obviously, the inevitable comparisons will happen, but I think one thing that gamers as a whole need to get used to is despite similarities, things are not necessarily better than one another. They're different. Like these games have completely different goals, completely different ways that they're laid out. So, despite having Assassin's Creed earlier this year being a samurai game, I have zero expectation that uh, Ghost of Yotei is going to play anything like that because it just doesn't.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fundamentally different games, and that's where I think people need to make a separation. They're just different. You can play both games and have a vastly different experience. Um, Anyone who has played Ghost prior and then also played Assassin's Creed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this game is no different. Um, I was the same way as you said, where I kind of stuck to certain certain weapon types more when I played Assassin's Creed, despite all the varying types that they had. I did have my
Hmm.
favorites for different reasons. Um, I mainly stuck to the katana and the uh, the shorter is wakizashi or whatever for the main character. So yeah, I mean, again, I have no concerns about playing both of them. I got the platinum for Assassin's Creed, and I'm sure I'll get the platinum for Yotei. I plan to put in a lot of time between both of these and experience them. I am interested in a lot of stuff. Like you said, as much as they showed, they definitely left a lot on the table.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that the over the top skills are going to make a comeback where you had like the legendary skills. So I'm interested to see what those end up being or what those end up being like in the game because those are some of my favorite skills when you were in combat with some of the heavier or mini boss type enemies and really finding the timing to execute those appropriately. So I'm interested to see uh, how they incorporate more legends into this one and how they go about that. Um, but yeah, um, Omar, how are you feeling about Ghost of Yotei, sir, after that reveal?
So, do I think the God of Beauty is going to be GOTY material? Absolutely. Do I think the God of Yotei have showcased enough to showcase to us that it's doing something different than the streamer? Yeah, I agree. Um, Again, as someone that have got the plat, I'm pretty sure most of us here got the plat. Um, it's God of Tsushima but better. What else were you expecting? Now, my thing is when it comes to the whole map exploration card thing. Not gonna lie, I need to see it in motion before I comment on it because it's not about hand holding. It's more of about time.
Uh, can I just interrupt you
Yeah, go
there?
ahead.
From what I at least, unless they have confirmed that afterwards, from what I've saw from the showcase, was they did not say you do not have the option to use markers on the map. They just said when we're playing right now, okay, we're gonna explore, but using landmarks we see on the horizon. Oh, we see a tower, we're gonna move there. And but they said like you can play it in any way you want. That's at least what I took from it.
I
So
get
if
it.
you have any other
This
information, cool. But that's at least the way that I interpreted it.
this is why I'm gonna wait and see for what it's actually gonna to be. because if it's what I said, then it's messed up. If it's what you said, then phenomenal.
Well,
Because
I at
Wait,
least
what's the way you say?
who?
Uh, Omar, what you said?
Omar thinks that there's not going to be any way to put markers on your map or
no. What I think is you're no longer gonna get that Ubisoft moment where you get marks on the map, not put it yourself, but the game mark it for you. That's what I meant.
Wait, what?
I think you're just overthinking it. It's just you're
I'm trying.
doing the
I'm still
standard.
confused at what he's saying.
He's
Like,
just
is he
over.
saying?
He's overthinking it. Is what he's doing. Literally, he's thinking
yeah.
exactly what they showed is the only thing and the only way something shows up on the map. That is not the case. So no,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's
they,
just
they
completely
specifically
wrong.
said you can play it the way you want to play. They're
Yeah.
about player freedom.
Yeah, he's just overthinking the mechanic. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're gonna see. Besides that, that now you get the ability to choose which enemy you go after. It's also gonna be interesting, a less linear gameplay option. I'm curious how that's going to be done. How the enemies either level up with you or are they set a certain level, and it's gonna be interesting. Like being so open field, giving you freedom. It it comes with risk. So I'm curious how they're gonna tackle that. Other than that, removing stances in favor of more weapons. I need to try it out myself. When you put so much time in stances, you're so used to stances. Yeah, it's a new game. It's a new character. Yeah, I'm not gonna try it and give my opinion on it. If it works, if it doesn't work, I have the feeling it's going to work because again, do I trust them? Yeah, I do trust them because they created the first one. And look, they are so beloved, they are so respected that they literally have the director from uh, Samurai Champloo and what do you call it? Oh shit, I'm
Oh my
blanking on
God.
that. Yeah,
You
I'm
you better
blanking
not.
on it.
You better
Yeah,
not. Fucking
I'm
Cowboy Bebop,
blanking.
the one that we
Oh,
made you
Bebop,
watch.
yeah.
Oh my
Uh,
God, Omar.
hey,
You literally said
so
it like five
basically,
minutes ago.
yeah, she said it. She said it. She did. I listened to. I heard it.
You sure?
So it is insane to have them do that. Cause I just like Morgan. I love shampoo. Like I truly do, and I enjoy Cowboy Bebop. So yeah, that's gonna be something I'm gonna absolutely play with. And other than that, the what you call it, the version that we mentioned, more blood. Yes, sign me up. And a closer camera angle. I'm gonna wait and see on that one because uh, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. What I don't like, and it irked me, it's a lot of wind. Like the way her, what you call it, cape was flapping like that. Like that looked terrible. But I get it.
Oh, shut
It
up,
Bro,
Omar.
what?
Yeah, it does look terrible.
Oh my
What the
Oh,
hell are
god.
you,
you talking about? His
Something
his
Omar.
cape.
about too much wind on the cape. It was so flappy.
Too much
oh,
wind on
oh,
the
oh,
cape.
Omar,
oh,
Yo.
You
have
did
you
see it?
never
Omar,
stood
Omar,
anywhere on a windy day?
are you applying for IGN, Omar? Too much water, too
What
much
the
wind.
hell? I'm not saying. Holy shit! That's
Yo.
a
Wow.
preference. I say that
Wow.
the
Did you have
game is
that problem
terrible?
in
Wait,
Ghost? Because there was a lot of wind in Ghost.
not to such degree, not to such
Oh,
degree. They
wow. That was literally
and listen,
the
listen
island
though.
of Tsushima was windy. What the hell are you talking about?
They literally said that new version, that the extra version, have too much blood, but also more wind. That Why?
They
No,
said more
no,
more
no,
mud.
no, no, no,
They
no,
said more
no. That
mud, actually.
mod, yes. You're talking about the Kurosawa mode, which is black and white, which adds
Yeah,
more
the black
wind.
and white version is the
Oh,
one with the wind, my
oh, I'm so
guy.
glad man, that I'm not
Yeah,
gonna play
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
This
Uh
is why we
huh.
get on your
You know,
ass.
I do it bad then.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
other than other than that, it does look phenomenal. Like visuals, like, and I'm pretty sure Innate and Morgan are happy because photo mode not only is it back, but they improved upon it beyond belief.
Absolutely.
So
I
What's
will
back?
always take an improved photo mode.
A photo mode. Oh,
Yeah, they said it was back and it was improved.
yeah, and they showcased that. So it's gonna be a showpiece. Besides that, I I do love how you are literally hunting them. So the hunted becomes a hunter. I love that. And I love how she is not a samurai. She doesn't have not per se moral, but like um qualm on just go in, go ham, killing people and call it a day. The anime integration, it's interesting to see if you get something out of it besides information and also weapons. I thought you can get weapons out of it. So, yeah. Besides that, they have a lot that they didn't showcase. Like, for example, archery and guns, how that's gonna work. Also, another thing, it's the past and present mode in when you visit your hometown. I like that. I like that a lot. It's I'm gonna see if we can have some combat with it. I doubt it, but hey, we will see. Besides that, yeah, no, a new character. The music look was phenomenal. And then you're gonna add champion music to it, yo, it's insane. Like you can clearly see that Japan truly respects Sucker Punch. Like they truly appreciate what Ghost of Tsushima did. Now, let me ask you something. Since when is three games, including Ghost of Tsushima, means a genre is oversaturated? Like, that's wild to me. And for the people that want to say, oh, but Assassin's Creed came out, so? It's literally two games, same setting. Congratulations. Uh, do I need to speak about the amount of Souls games that are coming and literally being developed right now?
yeah. Talk about a
Uh,
market
cricket,
that's oversaturated.
cricket. Nobody said anything. But don't you dare give us another samurai game that have revenge on it. How dare you? I like this is wild. I like it's legit wild the fact that they named three games and called it oversaturation. I that's so weird, dude. I'm legit mind shocked by that one. Three games, including Ghost of Tsushima oversaturation. It almost feels like it's hating for the sake of hating. Like, only PlayStation games, dude, oversaturation. But at the end of the day, do I think that what they showcased was enough? Absolutely phenomenal. I truly believe they showcased enough. Will they showcase more? I am curious, but I doubt it because the game is literally around the corner in a few months. And oh yeah, another thing, and this is a great thing. Your weapon can make you can drop enemy weapons, but also vice versa. Yo, that's interesting. I'm gonna see how that's gonna turn out. If you yo, this have so much possibilities. I'm absolutely memorized by that. But beyond that, it's oversaturation, people. It's oversaturation. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oversaturation.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't have much to add to that. Everybody kind of said uh, what needed to be said. Again, the game looks really good. Thrifty mentioned, the would definitely point out the similarities, and yeah, I agree. And that's what I mentioned earlier. Like, there's going to be some similarities, but I think they are going to. I think people are going to realize how very little similarities there are between the games.
Yeah.
Is
I
that's what I
mean,
was saying?
when people were playing Ghost, initially when they saw it, they called it Assassin's Creed clone. But after they started playing it, they were just like, "Oh, okay. I wish Assassin's Creed kind of played like this." And I'm just like, "Yeah, you know, it's not, it's not a one for one," which is why everybody was fiending for the sequel. Right before when Shadows got announced, everybody was just like, "Oh, so now you want to do it after Ghost?" Like, something that people have been asking Ubisoft to do for quite some time, me included. Because obviously, people want, the king of the assassins, right, the ninjas, to show up for Ubisoft. But they finally did it, so I guess we can all shut up now.
Agreed. But yeah, like I said, Ghost coming out in October looks really good. I'm excited for Ghost of Yotei. I think we all are. Looks like the chat is as well. Everybody's talking about it. I'm sure we'll all be. My PlayStation friends list will be lit on day one with a ton of people playing it. So yeah, look forward to that. Um, Jumping into our next topic here. So we're going to transition into something different really quick because we did bring it up um, with the nerfs that happened to Death Stranding. So I did want to bring this up because this is something um, that is weird that game developers do or seem to do a lot of, um, particularly annoying in single player games when something is being done that doesn't particularly hurt or harm anything. Um, there was a way to farm a decent amount of chiral in this specific case for Death Stranding 2. Again, there are still some farming locations that are viable depending on how you set it up or do zip lines, and like you got to do a bunch of nonsense now to get around it. And then, like I said, there's another one where someone was talking about putting two BTs to fight against each other or something crazy. But again, I haven't seen that example, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, initially, like I said, the issue is like why patch it in the first place? When anyone who's playing Death Stranding 2, which I know we all are, but I know McQuack is playing it as well. Um, if you've playing Death Stranding 2, literally everything in the game requires chiral. Everything. Repairing the road, building structures, repairing structures, like literally every single thing. Uh, Fabricating new equipment, whatever it is. And when you use some of the mines in the game, it requires like anywhere from 12 to 1800 chiral. So again, having the ability to reasonably farm the material in a manageable amount of time, I thought was great. I was like, oh, something for people to discover, something to help people kind of move along in the game. Because one of the big things in gaming nowadays is, especially as everybody's older, you have kids, uh, everybody's working full time, whatever. I personally love nothing more than a game that respects your time and doesn't waste your time needing to, unnecessarily go out of your way to feel like you need to farm materials and whatnot. And again, some people, like I said, they've said that they haven't had much of an issue. Again, this is also depending on your play style, right? Some people are like they're playing and they're not building a bunch of stuff, right? They're not building roads, they're not doing all these things. But we are when we're playing. Um, I've got almost 500,000 likes at this point from people using all the roads that I've built. The roads I've built, the roads I enhanced. I mean, I did one before we even started the podcast. I enhanced a road to level 2. And again, the likes and all that stuff are going crazy from people just driving through it and utilizing those roads. So again, having a material be easily farmable or reasonably farmable, that in a way that doesn't hurt the game, I don't think was something that personally needed to be patched. But again, this is something that I guess, like I said, needs to be studied. Like, why patch something that doesn't inherently harm the game? You don't even have to use it, to be honest. So again, it doesn't fundamentally change the game. You don't have to use it. You can just pick up Chiral as you come across it, in a more lazy manner if that's what you want to do. Like, again, this is a common occurrence with uh, devs having the ever since devs had the ability to patch games. Um, it's not as egregious as live service games, and obviously live service games or multiplayer oriented games. Certain things have to be patched for balancing and a bunch of other issues like that. But single player games where, again, something being able to farm money or whatever the material is, right? Um, in a reasonable amount of time, something that, again, like I said, you don't even have to use. I think is a weird trope or issue that seems to happen, or where game developers go out of their way to make something harder to obtain or to get, when initially, it seemed like it was balanced or great, and especially when gamers are clearly enjoying being able to obtain that, right? I think something that has gotten lost in game development, and something that I speak about a lot, is, again, everybody, gaming has grown with us. um, and I mean, a lot of gamers are in their 30s, their 40s, 50s, whatever. A lot of people have been gaming for a very long time. So again, having the ability to play the game to the fullest within a reasonable time frame, um, I think is a wonderful thing and a great thing that should be considered when we talk about, quote unquote, accessibility, right? Nowadays, I know so many people that are just busy constantly, and this, that, and the third, and I've seen plenty of people give up on a game just because, getting that item they want, or obtaining something, from having to farm so much, they just forego it or don't utilize that material, or they never experience that part of the game due to, developers putting it behind such a time sink wall. So yeah, I think they definitely, again, this isn't as bad. But again, like I said, the problem was there was no need to patch it in the first place. Definitely patch bugs, glitches, areas people might be getting stuck, whatever. But yeah, I think the discussion about making devs focusing on making unnecessary adjustments and patches to games is such a weird uh, thing that I think they definitely don't need to be wasting their time on. Number one, this is something that could have been patched God knows when. Um, and I mean, if at all. And I think that's more the argument. Um, but yeah, what do you guys think about this? I'll start with Morgan. What do you think about this? After, I mean, we have used it in the game, me and you specifically, and gone to different spots. How are you feeling about the nerf, and just in general, um, with developers nerfing things in games that don't harm the player base at all?
I mean, it sucks, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just like, whatever. I'll just figure out a new way to get some damn Cairo. If I have to take it the long way, then I'll do that, I guess. It's annoying, but I mean, I still love the game. So I mean, I can't like it's like as much as I want to be upset. Like there's just so much of this game that I love. So it's just like one little inconvenience. Um, although it's annoying. I'm still just like having too much fun to really be too upset about it, Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say on it. It is what it is. Like Kojima's gonna do what Kojima gonna do.
Oh, what about as it pertains to other games in general that you've played where a convenience like that is patched out? Like,
I mean,
are you a fan
it
of
was
the
patched out in
trend or
Expedition as
yeah?
well. I mean, like I don't know. I don't really like I these things annoy me, but like I just don't really take them personally. I just be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I mean, fine. If that's your decision, then that's what you want to do. Cool. I'm not a fan of it, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm gonna play the game and beat the game. So it's like it is what it is. Like I don't know.
Okay, no, that's fair. Weeb.
Fuck you guys.
Oh damn. Okay.
You Carl billionaires.
I'm really not, yo. I'm down Kyle right now. Like it's terrible.
I
Yeah,
only
yeah,
have
yeah.
70K.
I
Fuck you.
only
Yeah.
have 70K.
The way he says only.
Yeah, I said only because the game is literally expect you to build everything with Kyle and fix everything with Kyle. So yeah, only
Yeah,
because
with Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah, but Carl, yeah.
I said it wrong, but you understand what I meant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we always understand what you mean, Omar, even when you don't. But yeah, I mean, yeah, sucks. Like but I'm totally with you, Nate, that they really need to stop doing that. Like, um, yeah, like I'm with Morgan, like I'm not gonna stop playing the game or something.
Hmm.
The thing is, like, I wasn't really um at a point where I felt the need that I need to start farming, so I didn't even
Mhm.
look up like, okay, where are these areas, and now, but now it's like, it's sort of like you kind of feel like you're getting cheated out of something that you were supposed to have been able to do it. And the thing is that this is kind of the fucked up thing, is that this would have required me to basically, if I want to uh, you know, uh, exploit this, I would have had to look that up immediately and basically geared my gameplay towards, okay, I have to get to that point as quickly as possible before they patch it out. That's sort of the state of gaming is right now. Whenever people discover something that, oh man, this is amazing, that like this makes things so much easier. Yeah, no, stop having too much fun, people. We're gonna patch this out. That's that's basically the state of gaming right now, and I'm like, dudes, come on, have some, like, this is a, like, it doesn't matter, you made a great game, people are enjoying, like not even everybody's, like, it's only gonna be, you know people like us, like, we want to see everything in the game, we want to do, get a plat, we want to be able to, we do want to, have build a road, preferably, do it ourselves so that our name can be on it. Like, yeah, I mean, we are the whales in this game, with, in terms of the virtual currency called Chiral, or Kyle, for Omar. Um, but yeah, I mean, I yeah, I don't get why they sort of can't just leave things alone. Like it's not a bug, it's not breaking things, it's not messing things up for other players. Like, in the end, like, and like I said, like, what are you gonna do? Um, yeah, to people who weren't able to use that exploit,
Mhm.
Um, like yeah, it kind of like you're as Owen would say, you're damn if you do, you damn if you don't. It's kind of
Yeah.
like you want to fix it because people are not playing the game as you wanted to, which is also the sort of the audacity in a sense. Like you're making a game where people can basically play it the way they wanted to. No, not like that. That's basically what you're
Exactly.
saying. And like, oh man, like just leave it alone. I mean, focus your attention to fixing bugs and maybe adding some fun new things to it. I mean, for crying out loud, like Kojima, if you want to do something, yeah, I don't know, patch out the signs or something, that people can just turn off all signs on the map because they're like this is where people are complaining about because you literally can't see the which facility you're at because the name is
The
obscured by
amount of
all the fucking signs
signs.
that are.
Yeah, there
Oh
you
yeah,
go. Yeah, that is a big issue.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. I
No,
mean that
I
that
agree.
that's that that's the thing you should work on. Unless of course that's no. Probably Kojima's like no that's a thing that I added to make it less fun.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, that's an
You were
inconvenience
having too
feature.
much
We need
fun.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess my message is to developers: try to be less of the fun police,
Listen,
and
Kojima
just
said
yeah, I
he
know, I
he
know.
he wasn't trying to make a game that was fun. So he's doing his job. He's like, no, y'all having fun? Oh no, take that. Not today. Not on my watch.
Y'all having too much fun and
Yeah,
build the community's too
yeah.
strong. Y'all building too
Uh
many
huh.
roads and building
Yeah,
too
we,
many
we gotta
convenient
we gotta stop
structures.
that immediately.
No, no, you're not getting it. You're supposed to be annoyed by you're not supposed to question the fact should we have connected and you basically answer yes because everybody's building my shit for me because everybody's farming characters.
I know it makes me realize why everybody was
Oh
building
shit.
like crazy, and I appreciated it. I enjoyed it. People
Yeah,
are
some of these
definitely
That
builds
building a
get
that
out
lot
of
less.
control. Like y'all putting stuff
that
in my way.
that might be maybe why he that to fair okay if I think about it, that might be why he patched it out because he saw people things were like people were not able to actually build their own shit because everything was already built. That might be a thing. That might be the reason why he did it. To be fair, like
Unless you get
I
No,
connected to
no,
some
no.
scrubs who haven't built anything.
No, but at the end of the day, you need to build it yourself. People don't build your road for you, they support you. But
well
your road.
it's yeah true but there are like things like which I noticed like when I was not like when I went to the northern part like I built all those roads myself. Like there was zero resource contributed to it because I was
Yeah,
not connected. But when um, I saw when the what do you call the monorail thing, like there were some nodes that were not full that required resources. But I thought, okay, I'm gonna go to the facility first, hook it up, and then do the things. And oh, they're already done. Yeah. So
yeah, like
yeah.
for the most part, yeah. But but again, at the end of the day, you need to put the end touch. So you're still
Well, no, no,
contributing.
not for the monorail. There were actually ones where they were not done, and they were done as soon as I hooked up to the chiral network.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've actually had some appear when so you don't always have to finish the road. So that's some of them, but some of them will actually appear. Like when I got on last night, someone had actually built and finished like two sections of the monorail. But again, you typically are not going to get like you're not going to wake up and have a complete monorail system. Like there's always going to be gaps or spots
Yeah,
where they haven't been built. Like that's kind of the thing I ran into. And then, like I said, they put them in more inconvenient and inaccessible places later. So the further you get in the game, the less people want to build them and carry those materials. Another thing about it, like again, this is why I say this annoyed me, right? Because there's so many other things to consider that they could patch, and it's like that's why I said patching that to me annoyed me because it's like there's other things. Like one of the things that me and Morgan were talking about was like the APAS system has a bunch of useless freaking nodes in it. Like there's like
Yeah.
3 for extended likes. I'm like, bro, I do not care. You know what I would like? The ability to get like 50% more carrying weight on my road truck
You,
or my off-roader or
you.
whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's what I need, especially when you're
Yeah.
asking me to carry. Yeah, like I should be able to, I should have a form of transportation where I can carry. You know, you're asking me to bring at one point that one of the things, you guys haven't gotten to this, but one of the things asked me to carry like 800 pounds or tons or whatever they consider the weight in this game, and it's like nothing I have can carry that. Like, so
Not even
I'm
car.
no, the car cannot carry that much. So
So
I'm
you
not
need
even
to do
sure
it
how
in
I'm
half.
supposed to transport that to even complete that standard order. So it's like
You need
when
to do
you've
it
got,
in half, right?
I mean, I would literally have to just leave it laying on the ground or something. But
No,
again,
you can put it.
the facility is too far that it would become lost cargo. So
Oh,
I
and the
yeah, or
Magellan don't
uh,
teleport, yeah?
not right now. That's another
Yeah,
thing.
as always, yeah.
Yeah, they're constantly disabling the Magellan anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah,
precisely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but if you use Magellan to transport cargo, you get a penalty.
yeah, you get a demerit, as I like to call it. Uh, but yeah, like I said, there's so many other things that they could balance or help, increase, like I said, or give better APAS, things that aren't just a bunch of useless nodes. So I'm just like, focus on that. Focus on improving the gameplay experience, not nerfing something unnecessary. And that's really where my annoyance from this comes
a-
from.
again, I
But yeah.
mentioned that it's the car. The car auto drive itself, only you're not allowed to do turbo. Like, it is
Oh, you
some
gotta
mind
that
boggling.
you're never gonna get that. So I'm gonna explain to you the reason why that doesn't work, because I don't, you're lost on
I
that.
don't even use it. I don't even use it.
I mean,
So,
I
but go
have it
ahead.
turned off because I'll just drive myself. But my point is, the reason it doesn't work is because at certain instances there are some of the curves in the game where if it took it while it was turbo, you would flip over. That is the entire reason that doesn't work. So
Yeah,
there is a reason for that.
yeah, so there's that. But yeah, no, then the iPad Note thing is completely useless. I have almost everything full, and I still have 280 over. Uh, why do I need a cargo bomb, cargo grenade? Like, cargo is precious. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's my turn. It's frustrating as hell. Shout out to Persona. He always say it. Respect my time. I have wife and kids. I don't have wife and kids, but still, respect my time, please. Too many games to play. Why should like this is why I told you about the whole cargo thing. I wish you could turn it off. That's another time waster. Like I truly can't imagine myself playing Death Stranding alone. I wouldn't be able to finish it with the amount. Like right now, I need to pay around 2,000 minerals and 2,000 what you call it ceramic
Hmm.
just to build one road. Mind you, I should have already unlocked it via the Chiral network, so people should invest, but nobody did.
Yeah, I mean
And
that's just gonna get worse the further you get. Because talking to Morgan about this the other night, I have a road now that requires like almost 4,000 metal and almost 4,000 ceramic. And again, that'd be fine if I could carry that, because I mean, I know where to get it, but I can't carry that amount of material in one go because it weighs too much.
I mean, yeah. But you can use the Magellan for this one, right?
I mean, you could use it, but
He
go ahead. What were you saying?
not good.
No, I was saying you can use it, but again, a lot of these places are out of the way. Like I'm still gonna have to go out of my way to go get stuff, put it in the Magellan because the facility's way out of the way because the Magellan can't go everywhere. Remember
Yeah,
that.
no, yeah. It's a time waiting thing.
Yeah,
It's
so it's just gonna
literally
waste a bunch of time to transport all these materials. Like you're talking about, like, 45 minutes to an hour, just because I have to go get all these materials and transport them little by little, then get them to the Magellan, then come off the Magellan, then go down to the road, transport what I can of it, come back, and that's if my I don't have other stuff in my cargo already that I also have to empty just so I could carry enough in one go for it to be worthwhile. Like, again,
so for the Magellan to be able to carry everything
no,
depends
not for
on
the
you.
Magellan, for my car to carry it. Because you're forgetting, I
Oh,
have to carry it in the car to the Magellan, then at one by one, whatever the amount that I can fit, because it's multiple resources. It's ceramic and it's metal. So then
metal,
when I
yeah.
get to the place, I have to transport it one by one because again, I can't carry all of it. So at least I have to carry the ceramic first, go all the way to wherever the location is, then go back to the Magellan. Now I got to get the metal if I can carry it all, then go back. And if I can't carry it all, I still got to make at least one more trip to do it
And
because
the
this
messed
road
up
requires
part,
so much.
and the messed up part is they put a limit on the amount of things Magellan or other can have. So you can't just farm for
Yeah,
all
that's
this and
the
then put
Magellan space
them.
thing is a you issue. I don't know what you did. I have not run out of space in my private locker on the Magellan. That's
No,
not a
no, no,
thing.
no, no, no. I'm not talking about private locker. I'm talking about limit cap
That's
for
on
your.
every facility. Again, that's not an issue
Yeah,
because you just put it in the
this is
private
why I
locker.
said it messed up. So you
I
can't
mean, it's not
just.
messed up because you could just put it in a private locker.
Well, it messed up because you can't detonate it in one area and then get all of it from one area. This is why
What?
it's
You put it in the
separated.
private locker and you can pull it all from that one area. That I don't
Yeah,
think
that's why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, cuz
confused.
this was something you were complaining about before that I think you were missing, that we were explaining to you, that instead of you putting it and recycling it into the Magellan, you need to put it in the private locker.
I don't have a lot of space for that one.
Again, you know.
Again,
I'm
that's
cleaning. No, no, my issue. No, look. My issue is my Magellan is capped. So everything that I wanna recycle, I can't
you
recycle
do
because I
not
You don't need to
recycle it.
recycle. Put it in the private locker. Why are you keep
no.
trying to recycle stuff?
I'm
You,
trying to recycle stuff so I can make space for my private
well,
locker.
it sounds like you're just picking up crap you don't need to be picking up, Omar.
So
I'm
again,
picking up
this is a
crap.
Omar exclusive issue. This is not a
I'm
real issue
Yeah,
for the record.
I'm picking
because
up.
I have not run out
I'm
of room in my
picking.
private locker at all. Like, because I'm
Yeah,
constantly using materials to build shit. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell you're running out of room in your private locker
I only
if
ran
you
out of room
if you're
for one
building.
area, which is the Magellan. Now I'm
You
putting
said
it
what?
everywhere. I only ran out of room for one area,
Okay,
which is
but I'm
Magellan.
saying I haven't run out of room in the Magellan, so I'm saying, are you building stuff? Because how are you not using the materials that you're taking in the Magellan and using it to build stuff?
I have a lot of stuff.
He's picking
My
up everything and
no.
dropping off anything he
Yes,
doesn't want
yes.
in the private
I have a
locker
lot of
instead
weapons and
of
stuff
getting
like
rid
that.
of it.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm
like
what?
a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I'm destroying. However, when you recycle, there is a cap.
We we
Omar,
we
There
we
is
we
get
know that.
Omar. You
That's
keep explaining this, and I already know that there's a cap on the recycle. That's
yeah.
not
That's
what I
the
was trying to
issue.
say. I'm saying yes, because my cap on my recycle is full right now. My recycle, all of my stuff is full on the Magellan, but my private locker is not full, which is why I'm trying to figure out why the hell your private locker is so damn full. Because you should be constantly using materials to build things,
yeah. My
so
private
it
But
shouldn't
locker
be
has
getting
never been
there is
full.
full
not.
the entire game.
But there is not. For the most part, I got carried by people. For the most part, I only built like what one generator, and the rest, most of it, I
That's
Have you
not
been
ground.
building
that's
roads?
yeah, that's not the thing.
Ground
You should
for
not.
the
Okay,
only
hold on. You
only
should
now.
not have multiple we had this discussion with you before. You should not have like 500 weapons or something, or
No,
shit,
no,
random
I
shit you've been
fixed that.
picking up in from your
I
private in your private locker.
I fixed that. I'm messing them. I'm building. I'm making them for roads, but the thing is, only now roads are costing 2K. Beforehand, everyone was helping, and I would use almost what 300 maximum sometimes 500. I never paid 1K out of my own pocket, if that makes sense. So that's why I have a
So
lot of
so when you try to put something in your private locker, you're getting a message that your private locker is full.
no, not anymore, because I emptied it.
No, at some point you got a
Oh yeah, yeah,
message
it
that
gives me
your
that.
private
Yeah,
locker is full.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
it did.
interesting. Retro is saying that the private locker is unlimited. I don't know if it's unlimited,
It's
but
not.
I
It's got a
But
500. It's got a
it's not.
500 cap or
it's a
something on it.
500.
It's
So
not.
okay.
I I
So
did it.
again,
So
you were
the,
playing incorrectly is what was happening.
the reason, so I had one mindset. My mindset was my
To be a
Magellan is
hoarder
always
is what you had.
no no what my mindset was this. Magellan was always gonna come with me wherever I go, so I should invest in it and put everything in it what I get. I had no idea there was a private cab. Otherwise,
I
I would.
mean, I didn't know there was a cap either, but I was constantly using material, so I didn't really need to worry about the cap. That's my thing. You just kept using stuff and not. You kept grabbing things and not using anything.
I'm not a hoarder. I'm just collecting everything.
I'm not a hoarder.
Bro,
I
you
just
you
grab a lot of
realize
shit. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you
I'm
realize
not a
what you were
hoarder. I'm
doing.
just collecting everything.
Yeah, like that is
That's
literally
literally what hoarders do.
Why? Listen, you need materials either way. Whether you get it by via mines, which is not gonna lie, mines is iffy as frick because how far they are. Uh,
You can say fuck, Omar.
well, apparently not, but okay. Um, but
Bro,
no,
lost
oh,
All
my
right.
whole
did you
train of thought.
malfunction?
yeah, no, the mine, no, the mine. Even the rail doesn't help that well with it, especially with how far they are, or they're in the BT area, or they're so far behind. Like, yeah, it's frustrating. And again, the double edged sword for the most part, I haven't built anything. Only cards and update for my cards, and that's it.
You see, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. This man ain't contributing. He ain't building shit.
how is
This
I'm not.
man's a freeloader.
Let me ask you
He a
this.
whole
Bad man.
freeloader, man.
Bad man, Kojima.
Let me ask you.
That's
Let me ask
crazy.
He's a
you this.
freeloader and
Let
a
me ask you
hoarder.
this. When
And a
I
hoarder, the
un-
worst.
listen though, when I unlock
Listen.
an area
Getting
where
N64 flashbacks.
when I put an area into the area network, and I look up and I see it already have a generator, it already have a BT
None of
system.
those things take a lot to even make. The
No,
things that
I don't.
take the material are the roads.
The road, I'm always building road. I only have what 4 roads that I need to build right now. I'm busy with them. I'm literally right now building a road that's costing 2K, but I need to go to areas where I have a lot of materials and transport them. So, but to me, or I need to go to the mine because ceramic is a bitch, and metal too. I have yet to get a metal mine.
Yeah, you
But
gotta go out of the way, but it's there.
yeah, I know where it is. I know where it is. I looked it up. Welcome to the game. It's frustrating because this is always happens, no matter what game we're playing. Like, I get it. Patches are supposed to be for glitches, game-breaking glitches. Uh, if you want to nerf bosses that are too hard, that their hitboxes are insane, absolutely go for it. But if you create a build yourself and you go out of your way to collect every single equipment for your build, I'm talking in other rings, and then they nerf it and they kill your entire build, what's the point? Another doing it with Death Stranding. Like, I found that area, I found for a little bit. If I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't have listened to the group and I would have found for at least 4 or 5 hours. The max I found for that area was 10 minutes, and I was literally doing cargo pickup. Uh, this is beyond frustrating because the enemies run away. So it's not like it's a foolproof method to always kill them. You can't always kill them. They run away. It is frustrating. It absolutely is. But sad reality
I
is,
mean, you should be
yeah,
fine, Omar. You haven't been building anything anyway, so
I,
you've been
I,
doing fine without control.
I
According to
have.
Be okay.
Omar.
I built every road from the beginning all the way to what you call it,
It's okay. You ain't got a cap, Omar. It's all right.
uh, to
Build all the roads.
all the road till what you call it, close to Eastport. I need only 3 roads or 4 roads I need to build because they are off air. Besides that, I built everything. This is why I asked Nate if it's good to invest in part two. But besides that, I do need. My issue is this is my biggest issue with the road building, which I have no issue doing so. It gets destroyed at some point, so uh, you need to what you call it. You need more Cairo to invest in it again. So that's frustrating. So
Yeah,
it's a
I
cycle.
wasn't sure if that was an issue that like I don't know. I felt like my roads were lasting a really long time, and then they updated the game, and then all of a sudden, like half my roads were like in dire need of repair. So I'm
You,
not sure if
you,
that's something they accidentally broke or screwed up as well when they did that.
That's me. I just got information that my mine is broken, about to break. So I need to go
Mm.
fix it ASAP.
Maybe they did that in proportion to the farming
To
you
chiral
did.
farming, yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna pay the interest on that.
Oh man, said yo, give that chiral
But,
back.
but then the people that didn't farm are getting screwed over then.
I know. My
Well,
roads are still
yeah,
fine.
that's what we was saying. He was like, because everybody else got
I
to use
have
it before
so
him.
it genuinely makes you question what's the point of this. Like, why do devs do this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I
I think they definitely need to focus more on the issue for me. Like I said, is that there's quality of life changes that could be made um, for the
they
game
don't.
and for these other games, not just obviously Death Stranding. The whole idea is like there's quality of life changes that can improve the game, make the game more fun to play, so on and so forth. And it's like, but again, the focus is on nerfing something that people are just having fun with. Again, Viper brought up the Mael, thing. Mael being OP with the weapon, and I was like, look, just I'm definitely a fan of devs that embrace the fun. They're like, oh man, you guys are breaking the game in ways we never thought possible. That's great. Keep doing it. Have a ball. Like I'm definitely a fan of that because again, like I said, it's not like
And
playing the game as intended is not there because you can suffer as much as you want. Like people don't need help playing the game normal. So if there's some fun things for your game and people are having fun finding ways to be overpowered or whatever it is, embrace the fun. Stop nerfing the fun. Like I don't get that. But yeah, and jump into our next topic here. um it's kind of a multi-layered one, but Microsoft has been in the news lately for quite a few things. And like I said, last week we had our Expedition 33 podcast when this was really popping off. But the Microsoft layoffs have happened. They're continuing to happen. Hopefully they're done by now. But we had the Microsoft layoffs and studio closures happen, where Turn 10 is now being, they were pretty much cut in half and are now regulated to support for the Horizon games. You had the closure of the Initiative, and come to find out after all these years working on Perfect Dark, pretty much everything that we saw in that showcase was pretty much smoke and mirrors. Stating that almost everything we saw was basically pre-rendered footage. So again, a big issue mismanaging the time that studio was up and running and everything that was going on with that. So yeah, they closed that out entirely. If anybody remembers, they rebooted that probably midway through and brought in the Crystal Dynamics team. So they cut that whole thing and closed out that studio. And then there were a number of layoffs at um, Activision and a number of other studios. Like honestly, it seems like pretty much every studio got hit in some capacity. Uh, so it's hard to keep up with the amount. Um, this was in lieu of another set of layoffs unrelated to Xbox, where they Microsoft as a whole uh, laid off many more thousands of jobs, where they were stating, in order to invest in AI, apparently around $80 billion, which ironically that number is very similar to approximately what they spent purchasing Activision. Um, Again, this was something people were warned about. We tried to explain to people when companies are, you know, Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. When you measure them out on their public tradability, but cash on hand is a very different thing, right? And people were warned when you spend that type of money, you have to make it back, right? The investors are looking to make that money back, especially when something shows up like AI and they want to make this, major liquid investment. And ultimately, what's happening right now as a result of that throughout the company, including the Xbox division, is, they're taking that money back in blood, right? The quickest way they can do it is to stop paying salaries for people on hand that they believe they can either replace, get someone else to do their job, so probably double somebody else's workload and assist it via AI or whatever, and just kind of cut all costs. So you're looking at a mass cost cut within the company for operating costs, and it's sadly costing a lot of people their jobs, as well as, like I said, we're seeing in the Xbox division the mismanagement of a lot of these studios, where things were clearly not being monitored appropriately. There's no way the initiative should have been going for 5 years and not having anything to show for it of a game like that. That's insane. That is a massive, unbelievable level of oversight, to a degree that I've never seen in my 30 plus years of gaming. Um, so yeah, I don't know. This news is devastating at an incredible level. Um, that honestly, it's hard to hone in on exactly where all the issues went, or combination of issues that went wrong or are going on. Um, as well as, bleeding this bled into another topic of, at least as far as Xbox's revenue, was, the effect of Game Pass cannibalizing sales, which again, that's not a question. That was something that Microsoft admitted a long time ago. So that hasn't really been a question, but by how much, um, and how much does Game Pass, acquiring these games for Game Pass, and putting their games on Game Pass, what is the effect of that, right? The cannibalization of sales, as well as um, purchasing the third party games for it, as well as first party sales loss, revenue from putting these games day one on Game Pass. So that is another area of contention where people believe that the effects are starting to show, where it looks like we're having some issues maintaining sustainability, potentially long term sustainability, as well. So, again, a lot of issues potentially going on here. Obviously, the layoffs are just, you hate to see that. Um, Anyone who has ever lost their job knows how devastating that could be. So to see thousands of people lose their jobs is just sad, and it's a sad state of affairs to be in. Regardless of whatever Microsoft wants to do to justify it, AI, whatever, is something you just never really want to see. Um, but in lieu of that, and like I said, this is a multi-layered topic, and I just want everybody who goes to be able to talk about each aspect of it. Um, then you kind of had the thing that Xbox does, which is the bad with the good, the stick then the carrot, where they give you the bad news and then they're like, oh, by the way, Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox, right? The same day apparently that Gears of War is coming to PlayStation, ironically. Um, so again, it's supposed to be this good news, and I mean it worked. I mean a bunch of podcasts and a bunch of reporting, just kind of like completely went out the window, and was just like, oh, forget about those layoffs. Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox. Let's be gleeful, and like again, you can be excited to play the game. That's not what we're saying. But it's ironic that they wait to mention that news right after all the layoffs and all these other things going on, that are honestly really negative effects. Um, but yeah, hopefully everybody who got laid off has some success out here looking for another opportunity and lands on their feet. Um, but yeah, it's a devastating topic to talk about as a whole. Um, I know I said a lot, um, but uh, Weeb, how are you feeling about this, man?
Yeah, as you said, it's absolutely devastating to hear. I mean, I absolutely my heart goes out to everybody who lost their job in this, and yeah, I'm not buying the, like you said, it's very very coincidental, that the numbers match up, and uh, I'm not buying the whole, yeah, it's because of AI, which isn't even a fucking excuse. But like, no, you um yeah, you bit off more than you could chew. You made a massive investment, and now which always happens with these takeovers. Um, you know, People will lose their jobs. A lot of people will lose their jobs, and it's not just because of redundancies. It's because you need to have a return on investment. I know people are always missing and I think you did touch upon it, is the opportunity cost, because the investors will, yeah, indeed see, oh yeah, AI. Okay, you could have invested that money in AI, right? It could have made more money.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, yeah, okay, you spent the 70 billion on that publisher. Okay, show me the money. Show me the money now, because otherwise I'm not. I have no confidence in you, because you could have spent that money otherwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's the whole problem with it, with such a massive investment. It brings tension from the wrong people to the gaming division, um, where and they were all about short-term gains. They're all about, yeah, we need to get that money back as quickly as possible. They thought, oh yeah, yeah, uh, they were promised mountains of gold, and now they want to cash in,
Exactly.
and that means, yeah, if you can't produce that with increase in revenue, in more subscribers, more sales, they're gonna have that the other way. They're just gonna cut costs, and that's what we're seeing now. And it absolutely, uh, yeah, it's tragic in every regard. I mean, especially for the people, of course, but yeah, it is, it's so sad that we're all, we were warning for this. Like in the end, like, yeah, sure, I don't fucking care if you, um, if like as a gamer, I of course care that games, that have access, or that games are not taken off the market, or made exclusive forcibly, because you just said, hey, yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna yeah, literally money had it by buying the fucking developer, the publisher. But like, I'm not gonna, like, if the end result is, in the end, okay, it's gonna be off the market. It's going to be an in-house developer, and it's going to make exclusive games for you. And there's going to be some great games. Yeah, cool. Then you create a reason for people to own your platform. Uh, but this this destructive, yeah, yeah, gorging, of developers and publishers of Microsoft, and people like championing and cheering this on now pretending that, oh, they didn't know. You did know. You didn't
They
care.
definitely knew.
Uh, that's and that's the thing is like, and now they're trying to uh, uh, to dock with you and pretend that oh, if you talk about, oh, you're making light of the situation. No, we're not. We are absolutely very much aware of how terrible the situation is, and none of us here is gonna gloat and gonna use this as ammunition or whatever. Oh, see, Xbox sucks. No, this sucks for the people that were affected by it. And yes, we should of course point fingers towards management of yeah. Look, you caused this. You were the ones that were that wanted this, and you knew this was gonna happen, and he still went along anyway, and now people are losing their jobs because of it. That's a tragedy here, and yeah, I mean, and everybody is lesser for it. I mean, these people are yeah, they're losing livelihood. Their studios are getting closed. Projects that they've worked on will never see the light of day. It's yeah. I mean, it's just such a colossal loss in every regard that, yeah, why did anybody want this? And look, you can always, you can be very cynical, say, okay, yeah, but if they weren't bought, maybe they would be closed anyway. Sure, could have happened, but then it was on their own terms, right? Then that's always the risk you have if you're, yeah, independent, or if you're part of a bigger group. There's always the risk that if you're not performing, that they're gonna close you. But here's like these they didn't even have a chance. You see with Hi-Fi Rush that they had a massive successful hit, despite the fact that there was no effort made by Microsoft to even promote that game, and they got rewarded for their for their success, uh, by getting close. And yeah, they eventually managed to find another way by selling the studio. But in the end, they were effectively closed. Like, Microsoft got rid of them, you know. And that's the initiative never got a chance. I mean, sure, maybe the studio, there was never a good feeling about the studio that sort of was created to be like a quadruple A studio, and they weren't showing anything, and they seemed to, like, okay, we spent a lot of money to hire this talent, and we didn't really think about, okay, but you like you don't like that maybe that's even the worst thing you can have. Like, if you have like the best and brightest in the industry, in the same room, they're gonna have a fucking ego, because they earned that. Like, how the hell do you think they're gonna be able, like, it's like putting like a making a team with only managers. Like everybody say, yeah, we should do this. Like, okay, who's gonna do it? Like, yeah, not me, because I'm the manager. You can do it. No, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm the manager. Like, that's never gonna work. So, and it's very clear shows, Microsoft doesn't have that in them. They don't have that management capability to successfully create studios. Like, was their attempt, right? That was their attempt to create their own studio and see if that worked. That didn't work, clearly. But it looked like they had a way out there, with hiring Crystal Dynamics, and that didn't. Yeah, and then they pulled the plug on that. You know, and they pulled the plug on a lot of things. It's not just first party studios that got the worst of it. I mean, there are third party studios or second party, whatever you want to call, that had deals in the works, like with Romero, um, that got severely hit by this. Like people lost their jobs there too, because they're yeah they just suddenly didn't have any income anymore. They didn't have a project that that had any guarantee of getting their money, right? So that's incredibly really short sighted, let's say. I look, everything about this is predictable. We all predicted it. It was going to happen, but doesn't make it any less sad. Doesn't make it hard, hit any less hard. And I don't even know what else to say about it. It just, I hope these people, get back on their feet. I hope that they that their uh, other studios from other uh, um, uh, uh, publishers or independent that are looking for people and hire them, because I'm certain there are a lot of talented people that were just never gotten a chance to prove themselves, or even if they did, got punished for it. And yeah, it's I worry for the overall future of Xbox, in that sense that all the things that we hoped were coming, that fantastic showcase they had like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not now. Yeah, not nothing is left of that. Like any of games that we're not hearing anything about, like we should worry. Is that game going to be canceled? Is that studio next? Um, and yeah, that it seems very much like they're sort of in a state where indeed they're moving towards, in a way, exiting the console market by seemingly going for this third party strategy with manufacturers, that there's okay, yeah, you're gonna just manufacture hardware and we're gonna put our our stamp on it. um and yeah, it seems like they're sort of contracting really to get rid of anything that probably isn't their their bread and butter. There isn't their the the big hitters, like that seems to be more where they go. Like, okay, they need to have titles that like the Call of Duties. Everything needs to be the Call of Duty. And the only room there is for indies is maybe um their studios that consistently or at least have a lot of throughput, and then they can sometimes throw out an indie, or indie smaller title. um but yeah, I mean, I'm not optimistic about the future of Xbox. I'm not in general, because I mean, their consolidation rush led to other companies, like even Sony, to consolidate, and that there we were seeing sort of the consequences of that, with their service push, with the troubles with Bungie. um there's probably going to be a lot of still a lot of fallout in that, like probably others gonna use that opportunity to follow, and probably use lame excuse. I don't know, AI. We also have to get rid of people. Um, I don't like the precedent this sets, and yeah, the Game Pass absolutely contributed to this. I mean, it's very clear that Game Pass is not profitable. I mean, if they're gonna say, yeah, we didn't account for the losses, lost revenue
Yeah, you're not accounting for
that these
operating
studios
costs.
made. Yeah, and that'll conclude the operating costs. Like, that's insane. Like that's like, I'm not a bookkeeper, but I've heard bookkeepers say that's literally fraud. You can't do that. It's insane that they're getting away with that. But yeah, I mean, like we all said that Game Pass was a move of desperation. They weren't selling enough. They tried, Play Anywhere. They tried, putting everything on PC. cutting costs, closing studios, and nothing worked. Nothing got them back in the game. And Game Pass was there, so okay, no, let's go all full on service, and yeah, but it was never going to work. Like it could only work because you know uh, you had Microsoft behind that with a lot of cash on hand. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, we're going to buy studios, going to buy publishers. We're going to make this work. But then you're that sort of make it or break it moment. Like if you don't instantly see results, um, yeah, you're not gonna get that chance to play the long game, right? That's kind of the thing. The moment they bought Activision, the moment they got Call of Duty, the whole 10-year deal didn't matter, right? At that point, it was like, yeah, you need to show now that the fact that you own this franchise means that you're gonna win. You're gonna be number one. If you can't, okay, then your investors and your, the board's gonna decide, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, no, let's, you know, uh, uh, you know, put everything on anywhere. Let's cut cost. That's what you're gonna get. That's what we're getting. Um, so yeah, like I said, I'm not again extremely tragic that this happened, and I'm not optimistic about the way things are going with Xbox in particular, and the effect it's going to have on the rest of the gaming industry.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Morgan, how are you feeling about this? Again, I mean, I know between me and we said a lot, um, but yeah, obviously this is, like I said, never a fun topic. Um, but yeah, just but if you have any thoughts on the matter.
Oh wait, you calling me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Um, yeah. This whole layoff situation, unfortunately, is like we've said, not a surprise to any of us. Um, yeah, we knew it was gonna keep happening. Like, if, of course, we had like the first wave of layoffs like last year or the year before, and it's just gonna keep continuing. Um, because Microsoft is a $1 trillion company, they have to, or they want to uh keep that status. Like I think I think in a month they're gonna go up another trillion or something, and this is the reason for that. They trim people. They check the numbers. They do it with little to no emotion. They probably put it in their freaking AI algorithm. Who's the least viable person that we need for this company to function, like who's in each department, who do we need, who's an oversight. Oh, this division has 15 people, but it can get the work done. We've ran the numbers and we know we can get the work done with only 10 people, so let's cut 5. Like they're just so cold-hearted with the way they handle the situation. And then, of course, feels like tone deaf ass letter that he always does. I swear he's got this shit saved in fucking Microsoft Word. That this whole, oh yeah, we've had the best year ever for Xbox profits and revenue. We've released more games than we've ever had before. But yeah, we're gonna have to fire you guys though. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you like rub the salt in the wound of telling people like, yes, our company as a brand, we're doing better than we ever have, but yeah, we're gonna have to let you go on Monday. Sorry. Thanks for getting us there though. We understand that it was your efforts and your work, everything that you did helped us reach this milestone. And to thank you, we are gonna let you go. Like it makes no sense to me, honestly. But and then what makes it worse in my eyes is the way people try to block and defil Phil Spencer, as if it's not him, right? It's no, it's Satya, it's Amy Hood. They are the ones controlling. He is just a puppet on the string. He would never want to do this. This isn't on him. And I'm just like, he's the head of Xbox. This man gets paid multiple millions of dollars to run this company, and the fact that people don't want to hold him accountable for anything, but when positive things happen at Xbox, oh, that's all Phil, right?
Yeah, shout out
You
to
get a
Phil.
new game. There's a new game coming to Game Pass. They got this big third-party deal that came, or this new studio's opening, or they're bringing back this older game. Oh man, all thanks to Phil. Oh, that was Phil, bro. Phil's one for the players. But if anything negative happens, oh, it's no, we gotta defend Phil. It wasn't on him, guys. It was Satya. It was Amy. It was the stockholders at Microsoft. It's the pencil pushers. It's not him. He would never want this. And I'm just like, y'all need to save me. Save me that bullshit. Okay? He is the head of the company. It is his responsibility. Everything that happens at that company falls on him. And you guys aren't helping the situation by continuously patting him and blocking him and saying, oh, this wasn't what he wanted. You don't know this man. Like, y'all, they personify him as if he's just like, he's inevitable. Like he there's nothing he can do that's ever going to be wrong, and everything he touches is just beautiful. And guys, he's a gamer. He's one of us because he showed up in my Fallout 76 game chat. That means he cares about me. Like y'all spare me that, because you know what he was doing when these shits was going down? He was on fucking Indiana Jones. He was on his Xbox playing Indiana Jones as people were getting laid off. Okay, so spare me. This is on Phil. Just the same way as when anything happens at PlayStation, it's not, oh, the people ahead of Sony are pulling the strings of Herman Host. No, y'all are quick and dedicated to blame him and Jim Ryan for everything, even though they also have people above them. But no. It's on Phil. All this is Phil. Yes, Microsoft is a corporation, trash, but the decisions and everything, like, these are steps that happened after Phil was so gung-ho about Game Pass and wanting this to be the future of what Xbox is, and now on the third-party thing, like everything that happened is we're gonna blame the right people here. This is management, okay? But other than that, it's crazy how it affected so many people, like throughout the entirety of Microsoft, right? And you would think, like Phil said, after all this good, that this wouldn't be a necessary, or what they deem necessary thing to do, right? But now we have multiple studios, like, projects shut down, right? We have the Romero studio, the third-party studio that apparently was making some kind of FPS game. I assume that's what they said they were making. They lost funding or whatever, or they just don't have the publisher anymore. I think at first the rumor was that the studio was entirely shut down, but then they came out and corrected it and said, no, we're not shut down. We're just like looking for a new publisher. So that's good that it's not the project and people weren't laid off and the studio shut down. It wasn't canned or anything. They're just looking for new funding. So that's at least something better. But it's just, we got that. We had, again, Perfect Dark. Like, that was a game I was really looking forward to, and very surprising, but not really, to see it close down. As we got a whole trailer for it last year, right? And it looked pretty good. And I'm keep hearing back and forth reports, like, about, oh, it was real, or oh no, it wasn't. Like, I don't really care. The point is, the concept of it looked good, right? I wanted to see it, I wanted to play it, and I was looking forward to it. But we said back then, right, back in, what was it, 2022, 2023, when they announced that there was going to be a partnership with Crystal Dynamics, we all said that was weird. We're like, that's weird. Why are they going 50-50 on this game right now? It was like a co-partnership with Crystal Dynamics. Like we pointed that out as strange because we've never seen anything like that before, and the Xbox fans tried to say we were just hating, and all studios do this. I'm like, yes, studios have help from, like, outsourcing, from actual outsourcing studios, not an actual studio that makes its own game. It's like, that's weird. Like, and if it is studios that make their own game, it's usually like other internal studios, like, like maybe Santa Monica will help Naughty Dog or something, or something like that. I was like, that was a bad sign to me. I was like, that's weird. Why are they doing that? And it's just, the more we heard about what was happening in the studio, the weirder it got. Like, we had the Insomniac lead go over there, and then, like, 2 months later he left. Like, he was just like, oh yeah, I got a family emergency, I gotta leave, and then he just went right back to Insomniac, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, so
okay.
I wanted to clear something up that you were saying, because Snake was confused. So Morgan is not stating that Phil Spencer is responsible for all of the Microsoft layoffs. What she is saying is people who state that he has zero responsibility for the layoffs, especially under Xbox, is ridiculous because he is part of the executive team that makes those decisions whether he wants to or not, right? No one wants the human cost of doing business, right? But he is still part of the executive team that makes those decisions and makes those cuts. Like he's not
Yeah,
immune
obviously.
to that.
Yeah, obviously he's not in this decision of the entirety of Microsoft. Who gets? I'm talking about specifically the Xbox division and the shielding that Xbox fans tend to do when it comes to Phil, that he has zero responsibility of anything negative that happens, right? That it's all upper management and nothing bad that happens at Xbox is Phil's responsibility. But if anything good happens at Xbox, that's always Phil. Like he did this for us because he's for us. But if anything negative happens, it's not on Phil. That's what I get so upset with seeing with the Xbox community, because they never want to hold Phil accountable for anything negative that happens. It's, oh, he was forced to by Satya, he was forced to by Microsoft, he was forced to by the shareholders. That notion is so tiresome. It's like, he is the head of the company. Y'all need to hold this man responsible. Like, sure, he's not the 100%. I'm sure there's other people at play at Microsoft or at Xbox that, like a bunch of people at the top had a say in what was happening with the layoffs. But to give him zero accountability is very disingenuous of gamers to do. It's like, we gotta hold the upper management accountable. Okay, I know people like Phil, but to say he's not, like, he has no say in anything. So is it he's like the freaking king of England? Like he's just a puppet? Like he's just there as a figurehead? He's got no power at all? They just put him in the seat and just said, hey, be there to smile and wave at the camera and get millions, but as far as decision making goes, you have no power. Like, no, that's
They love,
I
they love baiting him, eh?
yeah, I gotta call that out because it's just so annoying. But getting back to what I was saying though with Perfect Dark, it was really a game. I was like, it was on my list because the thing was, Xbox, when it came to its launch in 2020, right? They released, as far as their showcase goes, they had this massive showcase basically showing the future of Xbox and what the games were going to be, right? And we all know Xbox really didn't launch with anything, but they showed off this showcase of all these games that are supposed to be coming, right? And Perfect Dark was one of them. And it was on there with Fable, State of Decay 3, Hellblade 2, all those games, these big games where we're just like, okay, cool. When we're gonna get them though? Like that's the question, right? And that was one of the games that we've been waiting on since 2020, and now that studio and that game is just gone. So I'm just like, okay, so as far as a Perfect Dark IP, is that just like forever, shelved now, or like? And then we got another one with Rare with Everwild. I mean, I don't think that's really a surprise to anyone, because even after the devs revealed it, they were like, yeah, we really don't know what this game is. Like, they basically had to start over. I kind of knew that game. Once they didn't show it at this showcase, I was like, yeah, it's probably that one's probably gone. And there it is. We got an announcement. It's canceled, right? So I guess Rare will forever be a Sea of Thieves studio now, which is sad based on like the pedigree of studio that they once were. So hopefully they'll be able to get some new project out there. I don't know what's gonna come of that.
Yeah,
Um,
I forgot to
yeah, and then we
mention
had
that
the
even happened. The Sea of Thieves being regulated to Sea of Thieves support.
yeah, it's just there's forever Sea of Thieves now, and I mean I know Sea of Thieves is doing good, good for Microsoft and everything like that. But I would hope they get to make something else. Um, but yeah, then we had the, what was it, the Bethesda MMO or something like that, that
Yeah,
I guess was unannounced,
it was
that
unannounced. They canceled it. Yep.
that got canceled. And then they said something about several other unannounced games that were getting canceled, that I guess we as the gamers don't know about because they obviously were never announced, but they got canceled internally. So it's just, there was just a ripple effect. And then you hear that obviously morale is low as far as going around with Xbox Studios, right? Especially leading up to to the layoffs because nobody knew who was going to be on the chopping block, right? Everybody was. I mean, imagine like you hear rumors like, oh man, the job you work at, you know, they're planning on cuts, guys. We like nobody knows where though, so you're just like you're for weeks you're just worried that it's going to be you, right? So even up to that point, you know, the morale was low, and then afterwards, people are you know, feeling even worse because again, it's one thing to have layoffs when, you know, a studio isn't doing well or a company isn't doing well or, you know, profits are low. It sucks, but it makes sense. Like, okay, you know, we didn't reach our you know, our goal this quarter, so you know they had to lay off people. You know, we didn't get what we were supposed to do. We didn't get to the goal we were supposed to reach. But when it's like your record profits, record revenue, and you still like, so it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You make a bad game, you got a chance of being fired. You make a good game, you also have a chance of being fired. It's like you can't win for losing, and it's just, and this isn't just like a Microsoft or Xbox issue. Like this is just a gaming industry issue worldwide. You know, we're focusing on Xbox right now, but this is just the gaming industry as a whole. It's just a turbulent job to get into. I feel bad for developers because it's like, I feel like once you sign up for a studio, it's like, all right, I'm here, but let me keep my resume like refreshed at all times because you never know when I'm gonna have to, like, you know, put that on LinkedIn and start looking for a new job again. It's just like, and I feel like this is a continued thing that's gonna like discourage people from, you know, wanting to get into the gaming industry, right? Getting new people and new ideas to actually want to, you know, study for this and take this on as their career. Like it's very disheartening. Like,
yeah, agreed. And like you said, this isn't a Microsoft only thing. When Embracer caused all that nonsense due to the incompetency of their CEO, talking about he made a $2 billion deal via a verbal agreement that fell through, that caused thousands of people to lose their jobs and for them to close studios. Again, that was the same thing. Like that, but I mean, at the very least, right? He directly stated responsibility and so on and so forth, and that's something that we were stating. But this is anybody who causes this, any mismanagement that causes this to happen. And like you said, I mean, how would you feel being left at one of these studios right now, knowing, you know, how these cuts went? And like you said, even if you were you launched a really successful game, could you be next? Will you be next? You know, as soon as your project is done, are you done? You know?
Exactly. And it's, you know, speaking of like the industry, it's like that recent announcement of like Subnautica 2. The publisher, Crafton, like basically like delayed the game, which caused like I think the members of the developer missing out on like millions of dollars of a bonus that they were supposed to get. Like it's
something
yeah, it's like $150 million bonus or something they're supposed to get for the game releasing this year, but then they delayed it for some reason, which then voided out the fact that they were supposed to get this bonus. So like they're like going having a few, yeah, like it's just like the bullshit that happens in this damn industry, man. It's just it's crazy. It's you know, it's just the greedy publishers, man. I swear, these corporations, man, it's all about the bottom line. And it's like, when you're in a creative industry like gaming, right, like game development, right, and you have these stifling suits who only really care about money, right, it's going to hinder the creative process. People wonder why they feel like AAA is just not as good as it once was, or you know, it's stale, or we're getting same old. We're getting just like copy and paste games. We're just getting remasters, remakes. It's because these fucking suits don't want any type of creativity, because with creativity comes risk, right? And they just don't want that risk. They're like, oh man, you want 100-200 million dollars on this new IP that we haven't tested, we haven't field tested, we really don't know if people are gonna like this. No, we'll just put that. We'll actually put that into a make of a game that really nobody asked for. We'll do that instead. That's more of a go-to that we can guarantee we'll get our money back on that. Or we'll just keep making this one franchise that, you know, it's kind of dying. We'll just do that because that's a guarantee of us getting some money, right? No no allowance of creativity, because again, that with creativity comes a risk, and it's honestly sad. And then again, continuing on the tone deaf nature that Microsoft has, you have like that Matt Turnbull of Microsoft Gaming, sending out a post about how, hey, if you were one of the people who got laid off, here's a chat GBT prompt to help you with depression. Like, bro, like he was just like sending out saying, oh, here you go, here's these prompts that'll help you, plan out your career and plan out your resume, to help you you know help your resume stick out to employers, and here's a prompt that helps you with kind of like a therapy prompt to help you, with your sadness right now. And I'm just like, this is not the time to be telling people like, hey, I know you got fired from the company that I'm still working for, but here's an AI prompt to help you feel better. Like, bro, nobody gives a shit. And again, he deleted it because, again, the tone deaf nature of Microsoft upper management, like it's like, I don't know, it's like sometimes it's like you think these people put on suits and all of a sudden they're androids and they have no feelings and they don't understand, human emotion anymore. And so they just blabble out dumb shit that nobody cares about, bro. Like, nobody's trying to hear about how AI can make you feel better, especially when it's supposed AI that got these people fired. Like, bro,
Yeah.
stop. Like,
I
we don't
couldn't
care.
believe he made that suggestion.
I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, y'all, who greenlit this? Again, this is why a lot of these people. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just the audacity that you're just, we here's a prompt so you can ask the thing that got you fired, how are you gonna make a living now?
Yo, yeah, here you go. Exactly.
It's like they literally got fired, and instead of showing grace, no, he is literally using chat GP. Yo, it's between him and Phil Spencer, but I would say
it reminds me of when he started talking about his cat. Like, bro, what are you talking? Why? Nobody cares, bro. Like, why are you bringing this up right now? Like, I don't get upper management sometimes, man. It's just, they're, again, the tone deaf nature of people once they start making millions. It's like they're no longer human. They can't operate on an emotional level. And again, so this massive layoff has led to people losing their jobs, games being canceled, a studio being shut down, and then you got Microsoft. I think it was Matt Booty. I mean, I may be wrong, but I believe it was Matt Booty. But it was somebody from Xbox that came out to confirm that, oh, don't worry, we just want to reiterate to you guys, everything in the 2025 showcase is still coming out. And I just had to pause because I was just like,
yeah,
motherfucker, everything in the 2025 showcase is coming out this fucking year. Like, it's the Indiana Jones DLC, the Elder Scrolls DLC, Fallout 76 DLC, The Keeper, which is like, the Psychonauts, from the Psychonauts developers that are coming out on my birthday, Ninja Gaiden, which is coming out this year, what else? It was like a bunch of games from Microsoft and Xbox. The only game that's future oriented where we don't have a date is Clockwork Revolution, right? Yeah. They show Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds, whichever one it's called, that's coming out this year.
Coming out this year as well.
Everything they showed as far as Xbox first party goes had a date for this year. Again, the only one that didn't was Clockwork Revolution. So y'all trying to, calm people down or reassure people with the fact that, hey, don't worry, everything we showed in the showcase is still coming. That's not confirming anything, because the big games most people wanted to see, the Gears of War E-Day, the State of Decay 3, the Fables, right? Everything people really wanted to see, y'all didn't show. Right? So that you confirming of, like, I would hope the games that are coming out in 2-3 months are still planning to come out. Like, I would hope so. So that didn't reassure me of anything. I just kind of laughed at that because I'm like, bro, you didn't show any far out games. So everything you showed has a 6-month window on it. Like, obviously, again, I would hope those games would be coming out. So that did nothing for me. I don't even know why they even bothered saying that. I guess they were trying to put a little light on the situation. But again, if you're paying attention and if you like know about the showcase, that doesn't matter. Who cares? We know that, sir. It's DLCs and games coming out in November and October. Like, we get it. But it's just I don't know. This whole situation and the way it was just handled so poorly by Microsoft. And I did point out to Tony, I was just like, it's very convenient that they do this, and then of course obviously have the Helldivers 2 announcement the next day. It was like Microsoft does this. They're like, oh yeah, you're bad, but hey, don't look at that anymore. Hey, we got an announcement. Hey, this PlayStation game
Hey, that's from
coming. It's coming.
PlayStation.
It's coming. Shh. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Hey, Helldivers 2. Like, I was like, I swear they're just hoping people that it's enough of a band-aid to fix the entire deep gash that they just made. Like, oh, it's okay, we got Helldivers, like don't focus on that. It's fine. And it's I don't know, Xbox is just at this point, I'm not believing a damn thing they say about when it comes to a game. And I pray to Jesus Christ that Phil does not visit any more studios, because I swear every time this man visits a studio and says, oh man, I just played this game, bro, it was so great, I can't wait for you guys to see it, it's going so well, bruh, every time he does that, the studio shuts down or the game is canceled. He went down to Everwild to Rare and said that was back in February or March. He went he visited, or he went on the podcast on I think it was Xbox Era, that the podcast that he went on to say that he had visited Rare and played Everwild, and he was just so excited about it, and the studio's coming along great, and he wanted to give them all the time they needed to finish the game, right? And then boom, game canceled. Apparently Microsoft went down to Romero Studio the day before the layoffs and didn't even tell him that, hey, oh yeah, we're not gonna be supporting this game anymore. Like, how do you visit them the day before and not say anything?
And the developer and the actor that worked at what you call it, that game that got cancelled at Initiative, he literally did free
Perfect
work.
Dark.
Yeah, Perfect Dark, thank you. He literally did free work. He didn't get paid. Like,
Yeah.
It's so insane.
We got that picture of Phil, with the guy who's now back at Insomniac. He's got the Xbox controller in his hand. He's staring at the PC, and he's playing a build of Perfect Dark, right? And talking about, oh, I can't wait for you guys to see it. Like, every single time he visits the studio, man, it's just like he brings a dark cloud, and it's like, do me a favor, don't go visit State of Decay, okay? Don't go anywhere near Playground Games and visit the Fable studio. Don't stay
fine.
away.
I think
stay away.
Fine.
I'm not shit, because every time I think shit's fine, okay, because hey, they released a damn footage of Perfect Dark and everything looked fine. All right.
Okay, I get you, but they survived the layoff. If it okay, I got you.
Again, who's to say? Again, they've been laying off people every year. Who say they want? Like, I'm not trying to put that on these studios, because obviously I want these studios to thrive. I want these games to come out. But again, I'm just I'm just moving at a pace where I'm not trusting anything till date put on it, and it's like 2 months from release. Because at this point, whatever comes out of Xbox's mouth, you can't trust it, right? Everything they have said up to this point, like, the opposite has happened, right? Oh, yeah. It's just games. PlayStation players don't take this as a sign. Wait, there's not gonna be no red lines anymore. Oh, Rare. Oh yeah, it looks great. Oh wait, we're gonna have to cancel. Oh yes, this game looks awesome. Oh wait, we're gonna have to cancel. Oh, I went to Halo Studios and I tried out Infinite. It was great, bro. I don't know why you guys are upset about Craig. We got plenty of time. Oh wait, that's delayed. Like it's just like it's every time they open their mouths. And this is another point. Phil needs to stop talking. He needs to stop talking because the more he talks, the more people have essentially ammo to throw back and basically have they have the ability to call him a liar because every time he comes out and says something, the opposite happens. Now I'm not saying that Phil is purposely lying. Plans change, things change, but to the average consumer or whoever who you know who doesn't know the industry like we do, or it's just happening upon things, all they're seeing is this man is saying things and the opposite is happening, right? Every time he goes out on an interview, he talks too much, he says too much, and then we get news 2 to 3 months down the line that, oh, what he said, yeah, that's not happening, or oh, what he said, oh, that's no longer relevant anymore. Yeah, they're canceling that or they're delaying. Yeah, that's happening. They need to start moving as far as the media coverage goes, like PlayStation and Nintendo, and just stop talking unless you having like a financial meeting with like Bloomberg or something. They don't speak to random podcasts all the time the way Phil does. Like he's got to stop doing that, man, because people are able to just call him a liar all the time now because every time he says something, the opposite happens. He just talks too much and he exposes Xbox too much, and he just needs to start focusing on doing his job and less about, oh, I need to go to this random podcast number 5 and tell them how I'm excited about this game that they haven't seen yet. Like, bro,
In the
it's
past,
frustrating.
they used to get away with it, but now.
I mean, there was a
Microsoft-
reason why they did it in the past because they wanted to be different from PlayStation and Nintendo because they didn't
Yeah,
have
but now
the
people
lead
are actually
that.
seeing it.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't have game sales or the big brand name that PlayStation and Nintendo had. So the way to make themselves stand out between the two was, oh, we're the friendly consumer facing company. We'll talk to you guys, we'll friend you, and we'll follow
Yeah.
you on Twitter, and we'll comment on things, and we'll play games with you. That was what they. But listen, y'all are moving different. Y'all spend big bucks now. Y'all move like that more. Okay, you got Activision and Bethesda and shit. Start moving like you got that, and separate yourself. I get it. You want to be friendly, go ho, but when you're constantly saying things that oftentimes get debunked months later, it's not a good look for your company. They got to stop doing that. But yeah, I've been ranting long enough. It's just I am so very upset, and I'm so worried about what the other games that I really want to play from Xbox. I'm upset because I really like the way Clockwork Revolution looked. And I swear to God, if that shit gets canceled, I'm gonna flip. Okay? And I'm worried about State of Decay 3 because State of Decay 3 has been, and that studio in general has always been very tragic, right? State of Decay 2 launched terribly. And we've been getting like less and less updates from them. So I'm just like, worried that they'll be on the chopping block next. So I'm just crossing my fingers, hoping that the rest of the big games that Xbox has planned to come out in a decent manner and nothing. But like I said, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt from now on when it comes to Xbox because I can't with them right now.
Yeah.
So, where do we start? This is gonna be fun. Um, one person, one person tried to prevent this. Do you guys know who it is?
Lina
You
Khan.
talking about that? Yeah, so you talking about Han, that chick?
Everything that just happened.
Yeah, you're talking about the lady.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the layoff,
Oh
the
my God, he's not
acquisition,
listening. Okay.
everything.
Oh,
we go.
Omar, can we stop stretching this
Okay,
podcast even
it's Jim,
longer over
it's
here?
Jim, it's Jim, it's Jim Ryan.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck
It,
off.
it,
okay. Anyway,
but
Okay.
hey, no, look,
Thank you for your
people,
contribution, Omar. Let's move on.
no, but it is, look, everything that he tried to prevent happened. Microsoft went on at during the CMA and they literally lied and said we're not
Yeah.
gonna raise prices, we're not gonna
Listen,
lay off
Jim
people.
Ryan had his own. He didn't
You
do
know,
that to save
he looked at
Activision. He did that
he,
to because he was worried about PlayStation.
I'm fully
He
aware
didn't give a damn about them
I'm
employees.
I'm fully aware of that, but at the end of the day, he was still preventing something from happening because I'm pretty sure he knew what was going to happen. But now, going to Xbox, you said it. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Look, Perfect Dark, Morgan said it. We don't know whether the trailer that they showcased was real or in engine or whatever. I don't know the difference, or rendering or whatever. I truly don't know the difference. But what I do know is it looked interesting. I would have played it. And it's gone. Bye, Perfect Dark. Bye, Initiative. Yeah, we called you. We said we told you so. We absolutely told you so. When perfect when the initiative started getting help from Crystal Dynamic, we told you so. This is not normal. It's so normal. For them to get help. Yeah, from a totally different publisher like that, especially a brand new publisher. Nah, something was up from the get-go, but it's not just that something was up. It's the communication. It's how Phil Spencer can blatantly lie and lie so with so much conviction that you're like, I believe you, and then the layoff happens, and you're like, damn it! But I still believe you. I still fuck with you, Phil. You're the person that revived Xbox. So lay off, hey, lay off, may off, doesn't matter. I still fuck with you. Yo, this, yo, this was so diabolical. He literally announced a layoff for uh, the people and then went on and started playing what you call it uh, that game
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Thank you.
Morgan always said that. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, but she said it, but it's still insane to me that this happened, and he still have a job. Him, Matt Booty, he still have a job. That's the craziest part. If it was any of us that fucked up so bad, we would be fired
No, but
within.
he didn't. In the terms of the company, he didn't fuck up though, because Microsoft stocks are higher than ever. Xbox is doing better than
Oh
ever.
yeah,
So,
that's
so
on
he
their
he
comment.
didn't
Yeah,
fuck up. Yeah.
that's on their comment. But again, as a publisher, no, fuck that. As a developer, as a studio head, why would you
Yeah.
ever trust Microsoft? Like, I'm genuinely asking, what are you getting out of trusting Microsoft? Romero, he got fucked up, fucked over. Um, Crystal Dynamics, they got fucked over. Their own publisher, Studio Turn 10, they are now rendered to be a support studio for the arcade one. Like, what is whether you on the inside in Microsoft or you're outside looking in. Why would you ever deal with Microsoft? Why would you ever do business with them? I can't wrap my head around that one. I really can't. Cause it's like Perfect Dark, a game that was in development hell. Okay, fine. We're gonna give them what you call it, an okay on it. They killed it. They killed with it an engine for it, but okay. they killed an entire studio because of it. Okay, um, Everwild, a game that I was so excited about, but then lost my soul when I heard that one of the head of the studio that said, "Oh, we don't know what the gameplay is going to be." Oh God, they like they had everything and then no gameplay. I'm like, okay, you're screwed. And then we kept hearing from I know it's insiders, leakers, whatever, that the game is in development hell, which I believe, and apparently got rebooted not one, not two, not three, but apparently 4 times. So RIP. And then the worst case, and this one stinks because this is a little example of someone doing something great and is getting fucked over out of nowhere because out of nowhere. And this is from the studio that is making that live service online game from Bethesda. According to rumors, and this is collaborated by actual what you call it, Jason Schreier and others. Microsoft, not Microsoft, Phil Spencer was excited about the game. Um, Other head at Xbox was excited about the game. So they were impressed, yet they still not only got the studio got shut, no, the game got cancelled. Like you impressed the head honcho, and now you're still getting cancelled. Like what? Where is the end stop for with this one? Like what do you do about that? I genuinely don't know. Like I genuinely don't know how you can literally create a game and people are excited about it and rumor was word on the street that you're gonna debut it, reveal it this year, and then this happened. Like I can't, like, dude. And not only that, apparently they created a new engine to to make it happen. Like, dude, I don't know. And between that, between the dev for what you call it, Perfect Dark, I meant voice actor that didn't get paid. Between Romero, like uh, they are coming, and they keep getting away with it. That's the crazy part. No, like it's like at some point, are we as gamers should start asking, should the government step into this and prevent any all of this from happening? Like at some point, some type of regulation is needed because this is too much. Being able to lie on oath and then fire people and lay off people and raise prices, like, and zero consequences. That's the issue. There is zero consequences for it. And Morgan said it. It's not like they are suffering. They're literally making billions. And Phil Spencer even said it. It literally came from his mouth. That's the crazy part. But hey, Phil Spencer saved Xbox, right? Only for games. And exclusives don't matter. And you don't need a game, a new, what you call it, a next gen game with a next gen console release. All of this that Phil Spencer said, and you guys ate it up. So enjoy this food because it's abhorrent that you guys are okay with it.
Yeah. Anyway, but also shout out to Larian Studios because they're getting how it is supposed to be done. They're not laying off people.
Hmm.
They have found a way to just have a a cadence where they can have different teams working on different projects in different phases, so that nobody has to be let go.
Which
Uh,
studio?
Larian.
Larian.
Larry, yeah.
Baldur's
Again,
Gate. Yeah.
Larian was talking. One of either the head or someone big at Larian was
Yeah,
talking against Game Pass.
the head of Larian. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about against Game Pass. So I'm
No,
like,
yeah, that was somebody else. But Larian has also given a very interesting interview. You can see find somewhere on YouTube where he just explain like, okay, this is how we're doing it, and we found a way to, instead of what typically happens, where you just you hire a lot of people during the crunch time where you have to deliver the game and then fire
Mhm.
a lot of people because they have nothing to do, because you don't need a lot of people when you conceptualize a game. You don't want a lot of people because you can't think of a new game or a sequel, whatever, if you have 100 people all chiming in. So but he's like, okay, yeah, you can make this work. Just have different teams that work in different phases of different projects, so that you always will have something to do, and you can keep that talent that you can nurture and grow, because it costs so much time and so much money to bring in somebody new, and you have to onboard them, and you have to get them used to working in your company, and learning the skills necessary to deliver the game. It's so much wasted opportunity, so much wasted talent, that he's like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's find a
Mhm.
different way. It can be done, and they're independent. They're not a massive publisher, but they have massive success with Baldur's Gate 3. They had also success with Divinity, so they are in a position where they can do that. But they also show, yeah, there is a model that works. You don't have to always fire people, and then complain about you can't find anybody when you start up a new game, or they're not good enough, because you keep wasting the talent that you have. And that shows it really shows, uh, especially in this case, Microsoft. Yeah, I know they have layers and other studios as well, but it shows you like how poorly you're running your studios if you cannot do this. If you're not able to, if you're a billion-dollar company and you still aren't able to figure this out, and you have no excuse. Like, there is a better way, and you're not doing it. And again, just shout out to Larry that uh, they're also showing you, like, you can also do it differently. You can also treat your developers, as human beings, and nurture them, and you're gonna get, you see the result of that. You're gonna get
Mhm.
a fantastic game, and that's what we all hope for. That's why we're all gamers. That's why we're all talking about this, because we want to have great games, and we never. Again, it's not an Xbox issue, as in, we don't like Xbox. No, it's we were looking forward to all these games that they announced, and now we found out, like, yeah, a lot of them are not never gonna come out, and we were worried, about the games that we haven't heard anything about for a while, or we're looking forward to, because like you said, Morgan, you can't trust them. Like, you cannot trust them. Every time they drop a new trailer, it could be just smoke and mirrors. It could be just
Mhm.
and like, what's like the other Contraband? They don't even talk about. Didn't even mention it, if that game even still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
but um, basically the topic is as follows. Having gamed as long as many of us have, what is a memory in gaming you have that kids today wouldn't understand? And go ahead, Weep.
What's a memory that?
Yeah, not gonna
Uh,
lie. Yeah, Morgan, you know the topic because it's a weird one. And Nathan, not yours.
Yeah, Nate loves these kind of topics.
yeah.
What is a memory in gaming that kids today wouldn't understand? Blowing on the Nintendo 64 cartridge to get the game to work because that worked. I don't care what anybody says. Nintendo came out and said that's you're not supposed to do that. I don't care. That worked. All right.
Does work. It does work.
And
I don't
you
care
got
what they
like
said. Yeah.
everybody's Nintendo had a different way because I had to blow twice and then kind of slam it into the cartridge and I had to hit it like to the right a little bit and it would work
Yeah.
every single time. Like
PlayStation has that issue where you need to what you call it, clean the CD
yeah,
for it
put a
to
little
work,
hot
or
breath on it,
hit it.
wipe it
Yeah,
on the shoulder.
yeah, yeah. There is they sold a special what you call it. I think alcohol for it, where
Yeah,
rub
I ain't need that. Just
rub
on
alcohol.
it.
Yeah.
That would work.
Oh
Like
yeah,
Oh man.
it.
I got one. Basically, yeah. If you go back all the way to the NES days, like yeah, the time where you didn't even have save games, where you just
Oh yeah.
if you died, you had to start all over again.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
also have
don't bring
another
back those
one.
PTSD memories for me,
Yeah.
Making
please.
Yeah.
making sure. Well, I have to. One, making sure that your memory card have enough slot for a game to be saved on,
Hmm.
and the second one, erasing your entire memory card by accident. Rip.
You would do that, Omar.
Happened to me, I think.
Oh, but
It was so
I
no, it was so easy to erase. You think you're erasing one, you erase everything by
Yo, I had
accident.
my blue and my red one. One was for I had like specific things that I would keep on my blue one, and then specific I can't remember what they were, but I made sure to like organize my games on the cards that I had. Man, that's some good memories though. Memory
Another
cards, I
one,
miss that.
another one. Your controller having cable on. Like we've been
well no
cableless for how long?
no I don't miss that.
No, we don't. No,
Yeah.
nobody of us missing any of this. But
Yeah.
it's just something that you look at and you look at in the past, or getting used to the analog. We were so used to the touch. What to call it, to the um D-pad, that when the analog came, we're like, why? And
Hmm.
now we can't go without analog.
I think it's also amazing that when you really experience a switch between 2D and 3D, where
Oh
you're
yeah,
like,
that jump.
well, yeah, and now if you look at these games now, I think, dude, why were you guys so excited about this? Like, this looks like ass, but like, yeah, I mean, the 3D graphics don't age gracefully as 2D, as sprites do, but still, like for us, it was like this was amazing. Like, wow, like what will he do next? That was kind of reaction you had.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Going to 1080p from PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4. Holy! I
Yeah.
never seen things so clearly. I'm
It's
like,
like you got glasses.
that too,
excuse
but that's
you?
besides the point, Morgan.
It's not the type of point. You have anything, Morgan? Because I have more.
um, yeah. Having to actually like call in to get game tips.
I never did
Yes,
that.
The
I never
gaming
did
yes,
that.
the
Either
Nintendo hotline.
Nintendo hotline,
I never
baby.
did that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I snuck my mom's phone one time. She definitely didn't let me do that again, but but I did it once. Oh man, that was yeah. Nowadays, they just Google or YouTube. Somebody's already got a video about it. So.
Yeah, yeah, that was at the time before even the fucking internet. Like we didn't have that. We didn't have you couldn't just look up a guide or YouTube
Hmm.
video. Like, yeah, if you didn't figure it out, either you call the Nintendo hotline or you're not finishing that game.
Yeah, either you better hope one of your friends maybe figured it out or something at school. Be like, hey, yo, you figured this level out? Oh yeah, you gotta do this. Oh my god, thank you. Like if not, it's just that game is forever. Uh, you're forever confined to that game. It's just like it's over. You just got to deal with it, or just try to figure it out. Like it is what it is with when it at that point back in the day. I think I had a lot of games that I never really finished because I couldn't figure out how to finish the game.
Yeah, no area. Yeah, no YouTube,
Yeah, no nothing.
No Google, no YouTube, no anything. If you're stuck, you get your pen and paper and start writing. You draw the map of the current area you're in. That's how it is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Um,
Fuck yeah, yeah. Mega Man 2 had that sort of it have like passwords that you could to save your progress. So you had to write down every time the password. You know when you
yeah,
got to
password. I remember
yeah.
Echo password for Echo, the dolphin. Oh boy. Uh, yes, I remember password for what you call it. There was what you call it cheat code. Remember cheat code? Uh,
Mhm.
infinite money in GTA or infinite ammunition in Tomb Raider. Or if you do a jump in a certain way, you can skip all the way to the final mission in Tomb Raider. Like, oh, another one. Uh, Games came with actual catalog, books,
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
booklets. I
oh,
and
miss the booklets, man.
oh yeah. Kids won't get that today. They'll
some
be like,
little
"Why do you
goodies.
care?"
Man, I miss that, man.
And some little goodies as a thank you, whether it's a poster, whether it's a quick setup to set you straight, it always came with something. Now, well,
Now you just got the little warning sheet in there.
yeah,
Like that's it.
something I
Oh,
don't miss is the loading screens back then.
oh yeah. I remember waiting like 5 minutes for the internet on my PS3 to work so I could play Uncharted 2 online.
I never played online with PS2, so that's how you would
Like
do.
just sitting there like, well, let me go ahead and use the bathroom real quick while I wait for this to go ahead and connect. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, and then you your parents go, man, come on, man, I need to
Get
use
off
your
so I get on the
phone.
phone.
Oh man,
Yo.
hated that.
Oh man. Yeah. Damn.
See, y'all understood the assignment. See, y'all started getting it.
It was
I was like,
it,
look at him going off.
it
Yeah, we
was
figured it
it,
after a
it,
minute.
it was a weird topic, but after I understood what it, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah, things
there is a
kids
lot
today
of
just
stuff.
wouldn't
Man,
get.
listen, the kids got it easy when it come to gaming, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
They,
like
they,
no,
they don't know the struggle.
yeah.
it's
yeah.
a phenomenal topic. It puts you in a nostalgia moment where you're like, oh,
Well,
thank
because
God.
it I brought it up because somebody mentioned, you know, how people nowadays like a, the younger generation getting into it, or people who not even just younger but people who are starting gaming later will be like, why y'all think that game is so good, you know, because they're talking
Yeah,
about an older game, but it's like if you weren't there and you didn't live it, you won't really get it, right? Like
Hmm.
somebody was saying like how grateful they were for being born in the age of toy stores, like the other day, and like because
Yeah.
toy stores are not really a thing anymore, like KB
Hmm.
Toys, or even going to the bigger stores like Sears doesn't even
I miss
exist
Toys
anymore.
R Us, man.
Yeah, Toys R
yeah.
Us. You used to go
I'm
in
Yeah.
and
surprised
it's
still
just
Sears is
toys
still open, man.
everywhere. Yeah,
Back
like
then, I used to be able to. Yeah, there was literally a designated GameSpot game shop
Oh yeah,
where.
playing the games in the stores. That's what I
Yes,
yeah,
miss.
that's
the
what
games
I was
Like
about
kiosk.
to
Yeah,
say.
having
That
it in the screen at Walmart so I
he
could try out
literally,
the new game I couldn't
yeah,
afford.
he
Oh yeah.
literally showed me Uncharted 2 and explained to
Yeah.
me the leap between 1 and 2. He was so memorized by it, I still remember that moment. Like, gaming have gone far from where we used to be to where we are now, and it's
Yeah.
incredible.
I miss it. Sticky ass
Like,
controllers from all them little nasty ass kids playing. Me having to wait for like 3 or 4 other kids, like, cause my mom's shopping, so I'm like, can I go electronic section real quick?
Oh,
So I had to run over to the electronic
yeah,
section
soon as
while
you get
she
in the
was
store.
shopping, cause she knew where I would be. So like, you come, that's where I'll be. When you're done, come get me, And then I have to wait because there's 2 other kids sitting there freaking playing a game. Like, fuck. I
Yeah.
remember that shit, man.
Now
It
here,
was.
you
here's a,
you
here,
you either get the original controller or you're getting the bootleg.
oh well,
There
yeah,
is no
you
bootleg.
have those too, but it's like
What about that?
it's the other thing they'll never know because of the way things are structured now is the joy of going to the store and picking out a game that you had no idea you were gonna love because you
Mhm.
just didn't have that information back then. It wasn't as
Yeah,
Yeah.
readily
yeah,
available. So they'll
yeah.
never get that, oh man, I went to, GameStop or back then, EB Games, Buy Right, Babbage's. You had a bunch. We went through a ton of game stores for the kids that don't know. uh but
Mhm.
you went to these stores or a Walmart or a Kmart back then, and you just, it's your birthday or whatever, and you're like, man, I get to pick out a game. And to pick out a game, especially like that, you're just like, you have to base it on the cover and the description on the back.
Bruh.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
big
So that
choice. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like life changing choice because back in the day, I only got games like on my birthday or Christmas or something like that, or maybe if it was a special occasion, my parents were feeling generous that day. So you had to make a real decision. Like, okay, which game am I gonna
yeah,
get? You gotta base it on, okay, what am I gonna like? What's gonna last me the longest?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
what's got that replay value? Okay, which one is everybody else playing? Because if my friend has a copy of another game, I won't buy it because I'll just borrow his, and then I'll get the other game. So we'll like we'll switch copies when we're done. So it's like I based it on all these factors. It was a life changing decision when I was like 11. I'm like, all right, I gotta I
Oh
gotta
yeah.
I gotta I gotta factor in all these variables real quick
Yeah, like how
before
long
making
is
About
this
this
gonna
that,
decision.
last me?
that
I got one. The crazy Western cover art of Japanese games had nothing to do with the game.
Yes.
yeah, about that. That's how I actually got screwed over. I was so memorized. No, listen though. I was so memorized by what I saw at Final Fantasy X 2. And I never played 10. I played the demo for 10. I was impressed, but I was like, okay, that's 10. This is 10 too. Maybe it's better than 10. Let me get
Oh
it.
man.
And when I
Dang,
got it, I'm like, dude, this is terrible.
got him.
Please, can I trade it for 10? And he allowed me, and I was like, okay, I'm
Oh
happy, 10
man.
for. Yeah, but that's the thing. You had
So
zero
you have traumatizing
information.
memories about one of your favorite Final Fantasy games.
Mhm.
Hey, that's how I know. That's how I actually. Oh, another thing. We now recently got a hang of it. Demos. Demos used to be a thing of the past. We didn't
Oh,
get a lot of
Well,
stuff back
actually,
then.
I remember
actually,
the demo disc.
the
I remember the demo
underground,
disc.
the demo disc, you either wanted the magazine because it
Yeah.
had the demo disc in it, or you
Mhm.
get the PlayStation Underground demo disc back in the day.
You know.
So
I
yeah,
don't know
we
You
how I
think you
got
think
demo
oh you
books,
think
but
oh
my
master demos like back in the day, of course, when I couldn't get games, I was playing the hell out of some demos. I replayed demos.
absolutely, yeah, play
Just
I
demos all
because
the
I was
I
time.
bored.
don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how I got the demos, but apparently I got a few demos. That's how I played the Legend of Dragoon demo, which I played multiple times. It was crazy. Um, and and there is also another game I played, almost like a Pokemon-esque, where you collect monsters with your flute. I played that demo over and over and over again, but apparently the game is terrible. But yeah, no, it's crazy where we are now. Where you again fast travel. The fast travel never existed back then. Either a passcode or and another thing. Don't turn your console off. If you do, it's over. Some
Oh,
don't even have a save.
trying to explain that to your parents, like don't turn the console off, was
Oh
just
God,
that was tough.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
if
was
you were
to be
somewhere
fair,
you
my
couldn't save, or even if you had a memory card, like you couldn't save or something like that. Priscilla famously, always has the memory where she had to beat Tomb Raider without a memory card because they didn't have one. So
Oh
she had to
damn.
explain, you know, like she had to beat it all in one go with no
Yeah,
saves. So it's like
but
I mean that's a terrible memory to have, but she did it.
yeah, but keeping your PlayStation, keeping your console like that gonna overheat, or the adapter would overheat. I don't know if you guys ever had that,
Yeah,
but
I didn't have that problem.
adapter
No,
used to
yeah.
overheat constantly. Where you're like, okay, now you need to stop playing. The adapter is overheating. We need to
Oh yeah,
wait.
that must be like a European thing or something that never
No,
happened to me.
that's a Middle Eastern thing, I think. I need to
Ah,
ask my dad. He's an electrician. Maybe he can explain it to
Yeah,
me. But
we never had that problem in
yeah,
the States.
but again, I had my parents. They played Dr. Mario. My mom played Dr. Mario a lot, and they played Baldur Dash and the first Mario,
oh,
normal Mario.
Bangladesh. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bangladesh.
Baldur Dash is OG. I grew up with Baldur Dash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so again, when we talk gaming, we're not talking gaming for console war. We all grew up with it, and we all have our favorite memory of it, and
Well,
that's why it
well
led
this
us
is
to
why
where we are right now.
this is what I always tell people because like you said, the discussion was like, why, you know, why does it matter? Because like somebody was saying, like when you played something or whatnot, and it was like retro gaming. Like me having my nephew now play like Mario One would look ridiculous to him. It's not the same. When I played it, it was the hottest thing out. Like it was in the time. Like we were like, oh my god, Mario! Like oh my god, there's a gun and I could shoot the screen playing Duck Hunt. Oh my god, like again, you had to grow up in the time. It's like the whole joke that me and Morgan are always talking about the Razor phone. That when the time the Razor phone was hot, you're not gonna get why the Razor phone was hot if you weren't
Man,
there.
listen. Gotta put that attitude when you hang up on people. Just that clap.
Yeah, bow.
Bruh.
Like I mean, the whole Hello Moto, like that shit was everywhere. Motorola was running the
Mm-hmm.
game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and then at one point, Nokia was hot. Most people don't even know Nokia's name as a company nowadays. I
Bruh.
mean, they still exist, but like,
Remember my little Nokia? That was the phone I could throw and that shit wouldn't break, bro. That thing was it was a tank. Like I remember
Yeah.
my brother took it from me and like you know he was mad at me about something. He tossed that thing on the other side of the room onto the wall. Man, I got that thing not a scratch. My wall had a hole in it. That thing was brick.
no, that's all facts. I remember. I remember. I thought I was. I remember my dad actually sent me a phone, and it was the Razor. When I got it, I thought I was the man. Like I was like, man, it's so
Mm-hmm.
slim. I could just
Oh,
slide it in my pocket.
Slide in your pocket.
Yeah, like it was great. Like
I had the black one, man. You couldn't
ano-
touch it.
mhm.
another thing where it's not only game. Well, it's gaming, but it can be other thing like for example phone. It's a creativity. But with gaming, it's different. Not just creativity. It's what we now are adapted to. X is jump. Square is hitting. Back then, you could get a game that X is teleporting while Square is jumping or something like that. Like there was no cut through button. What you call it? Act, like this is what is
You mean it wasn't
standard.
standardized?
Yeah, precisely. And for the mobiles, like the creativity is gone. Whether now you buy an Android or you buy an iPhone, you, you're literally buying the same phone with just a few different, what you call it, design choices or a
Well, I
better
mean
hard,
that's the joke that people
a
won't
better,
get having all these different types of phones or why you
yeah,
had the
like
specific phone for the specific feature.
again, again, Nokia, you could literally throw it and it would turn back on. The OG Nokia I'm talking.
Yeah,
Like it
we
was
had
so
the the Nextels and a friend of mine that would do the chirping sound when you could use the walkie-talkie feature,
yeah.
and we actually threw it over my mom's house repeatedly and let it hit the ground, and then nothing ever happened to it. Like it was perfectly fine. Like it just had like dirt on it from hitting the ground, and we just wiped it off. Like phones nowadays don't have that kind of
Another
durability.
thing, another thing is when it comes to phones, it's the battery. Now battery no longer removable. Back then you could remove it once your battery is dead and replace it with a new one.
Yeah, they got rid of that
They got
expeditiously.
rid of that. Yeah.
Well,
Um.
we know
Well,
why. That's corporate greed level
yeah.
stuff.
We
But yeah,
absolutely know why. Sadly, it no, it's not for security. It's for money. The same they've tried to do it with. No, they did it with jack phones. With jack phone earphone jack. I forgot what it's called. Basically, they removed that,
Yeah, yeah. The
so
app-
now
the
you're
right
it's
word.
like, oh, and for the gaming, one last thing, and I actually need to not to say wrap up. I stop talking.
just to make your food.
Going from CD to Blu-ray, where your CD no longer getting destroyed, no longer getting scratches. I couldn't believe it when my CD is no longer getting scratches. Where I had zero worries now anymore about my CDs. Um,
Well,
uh,
that's a really good change
yeah.
when that happened, because getting used games was always a shot in the dark, because
Oh yeah.
somebody could have a scratch that would, I mean, maybe you'd be 30 hours in a game and it hit a point where it couldn't read the disc.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, that
yes. It absolutely couldn't read it.
shout
I
out to
had that happen
PlayStation,
to me.
or PlayStation or Sony for the Blu-ray and that coating that is over it, because that was a godsend for used games.
Blu-ray open doors. Blu-ray. Uh, uh, a thing that they created is paper online. Sadly, we were in it, but back then in Life of Free, remember on PlayStation for for a long while, around 1 year or something like that, PlayStation had free online, and afterward it became paid sadly.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
crazy where we are in the
there's
era.
there's a lot of things that are a time and an era or a place like that. Like I said, we're just using gaming mainly for the example here. You know, being there in 1998 when the very first Pokemon Red and Blue launched, like you had to be there. Like I mean, like the game was all over the news. The news couldn't believe how popular it was. It was sold out everywhere. Like to the point where I was
Hmm.
shocked my mom even got it, like when she did get it. She got it on,
Yeah,
like I said,
same.
she got it on Black Friday from Sears. Look, I don't tell me who she killed to get it. She got red and blue, and I it changed my life. Like that, like people don't understand how significant it was catching 151 Pokemon, and then finding that Easter egg, that secret, finding out it was 151 and not 150 when you found Mew and all the other stuff. Like again, that's another thing, like super secret Easter eggs, that you would find, that you tell your friends and stuff like that. Or like Morgan, when you mentioned having to call in, right? You used to have the little cheat code books that you could get
Hmm.
that were always at Blockbuster. Renting games, again, another thing. Going to the store and having it while your family's picking out a movie, you get to pick out a game, from Blockbuster. It's something that they'll never really
Oh
get,
yeah.
you know.
Oh man. Because we would go like every like 2 weeks to Blockbuster.
Hmm.
We could all pick out something, and my mom would get mad because I would always pick out a game. She's like, "Why don't you ever get a movie?" I'm like, "No, okay, need a game."
No,
Now,
absolutely.
when I had
I
to pick out
discovered
the
so
game,
many games that way.
when I had to pick out the game, it was between me and my brother. My brother was older, so he had way more what you call it knowledge about what to pick. And also, my uncle was a huge gamer back then, so we learned from him as well, which game to choose, which game not to choose. And back then, there was no buying; it was only borrowing for a week. And if you wanna extend that to the next week, you could. And might maximum to the next third week. after that you need to return the what you call it, the game, and you can only what you call it, rent
Rent
it
it again.
after a few weeks have passed. If nobody else rent it as well. So it's crazy where we are right now in gaming. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. Like I mean, like you
Also,
said,
especially with the
there's so many
internet.
things. Well, yeah, the
If the
internet
internet,
is a big difference or changer for better and for worse. You know, for a lot of
yeah,
things. Because like we said,
again,
there's
it
certain
started for
things.
worse, and now we're at the better.
Yeah,
I never
it started.
experienced it, but I heard you guys talk about the Call of Duty days. I heard all about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. You had to be there. COD is nothing like it used to be. COD was
I
amazing back then.
I can't imagine. Like you, if you didn't have a tough skin, dude, I can't imagine.
Oh yeah, open lobbies. Oh man, just everybody had
It,
a mic. Oh man, it was a mess.
especially, especially kids, yo. You can traumatize a person like that. It,
Yeah,
it,
I had a
it's
lot of fun
insane.
back then. Back then where there was no monitoring and you could talk the most shit. Oh man, we had some legendary moments, just destroying whole clans on there. It was great. But yeah, like I said, like stuff like that you'll never get anymore. Like every chat now is now monitored. You know, if you even whisper, I remember like people are getting like we talked about this plenty. People whispering something and they're not even in a game, and they're like, "Oh man, I cursed while like I was doing something, and like I got like a chat warning or something," and I'm like, it's no fun. The fun police are everywhere nowadays, but yeah, lots of
Shout out
things,
to you for the
lots of
topic.
stuff.
That was a phenomenal one.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a good example of like I said, growing up in the times and being what it's like to grow up being through the ages. Like you guys said, going from SD to HD and all these other things. Like again, people 2D to 3D, and so on and so forth, and even to a lesser degree, right? Because obviously it doesn't have all these changes, but me and Morgan were talking about kids will never understand what it was like to wait for watch Toonami or whatever and have to wait for the literal next episode of Dragon Ball Z. You know, the joke on the next time of Dragon Ball Z. And it's like you'll never get that
That
pain.
show just filled to the brim with fucking filler.
You know,
But
Yeah,
back
like
then, but
he's
back
still
then you
hitting the
didn't.
Kamehameha after
But
4
back
episodes.
then,
Like, bruh, hit him.
but back
exactly.
then you didn't know it's a filler though.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like
I knew it
you
was
just
aggravating me because he's still
yeah.
doing the same damn move he
Oh
did 3
yeah.
episodes ago. Like, hit
The
him.
planet is gonna be destroyed in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
For 30
it's taken
minutes.
three episodes for him to get to the planet destroying part. I'm like, bruh.
Oh,
My, yeah.
one entire episode just powering up. It's
Yeah,
so
my
yo.
man used to take 7 episodes to shoot a spirit bomb. Like
Uh,
Jesus, man. Like
Give me strength. Give me strength. I can't hold it. I need more. I need more spirits.
yeah, it
Yo,
was
it's
they baited us really
insane.
bad back in the day. And when you had no choice but to watch it as it came on TV, yeah, that was painful, especially when you were excited because you thought the fight was finally about to happen. But yeah, man,
Hmm.
good times. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, with that, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Um, and it was a lot of fun. You know, I did want to say one more thing to end it on a positive note because this was something that I discussed and showed. Morgan actually told me about it, and Priscilla's really excited for it. Before we get out of here, it's not really a topic of discussion, but on a more positive note for um, Bethesda, they are the rumor right now is that they supposedly have multiple Fallout games in development, including a remake of Fallout 3 to the tune of what they did with Oblivion, but obviously on the later 5.6 and up for the Unreal Engine. So I am thoroughly looking forward to that as a big fan of that. The Fallout 3 game in particular is a really big thing. Um, for me, that's when I discovered Fallout. That is when Priscilla discovered Fallout. and we have been really, really massive fans since then. Obviously, Skyrim could use the treatment itself because, man, that game is rough these days. But yeah, shout out to them for at least having some other projects going on internally, and hopefully we get to see some of that. And the team behind the Oblivion remaster hopefully has a hand in that because they did an amazing job. So, as much as we
Well,
talked about takeaways, we got some good news. What did you say, Morgan?
well, now you said it out loud. Phil
Mm-hmm.
Spencer heard you, and it's
Oh
gonna be
God.
canceled.
Oh
So
God,
congrats.
Phil, don't visit
You jinxed it.
Bethesda. Just don't
You
visit them.
jinxed it. Every project canceled. Bethesda closed down. Good, congrats.
I just visited Bethesda is making some amazing games.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Against
like,
Blade,
no,
so you
Phil,
got to experience
But like, you
them.
see, what you did.
no, the curse of Phil. He visited Bethesda. No, I'm really have to cry
Why
if
you?
that
This
man
is not
visits
a fair.
Bethesda.
This is not a fair curse. Every single CEO does that. Jim Ryan and Authorities did that as well when he visited the studio. It's like I don't know how you prepare for something like that when you know the big honcho is visiting your studio. You don't know if it's gonna be for fun in the sense of like he's looking at your game and he's excited, or he is writing names for the people to let go. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It is. It is. But yeah, like I said, with that, we'll go ahead and get up out of here. Weave, let the people know where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, great show. You can find me on Twitter as the Weep Sheriff at Other Nation at Right Home, and on Blue Sky the same. And yeah, now Other Nation.
Otter Nation.
Morgan, where can the people find you, ma'am?
Yeah, they can also find me on Twitter at Chill Bandit, but I'm mostly definitely gonna be on my PS5, trying to finish Death Stranding. No rush though, taking my time, loving the game. But yeah, um, hopefully we'll have some more positive news to talk about next week. But yeah, see you guys next Saturday, Otter Nation.
Otter Nation.
Other Nation.
Omar, where can the people find you, sir?
So shout out for hitting 80 subscribers. Shout out to everyone that came through and that like button to the stream out. We did end on a great note, which was that reminiscent topic. Shout out to you for that phenomenal one. You can find me at Carbon_Shop on Twitter and Vitamin E Podcast every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. See you next week.
Cool. And I am your host, the Real Innate, or otherwise known as Innate. You guys can find me on Twitter at the Real Innate or Blue Sky. Yeah, great show. Had a great time. That nostalgia topic turned out really well. Got to see a lot of really great participation from the chat. So shout out to y'all for jumping in on that one. Hero said it blew his mind when he used an HDMI cable for the first time on his
That's what I
PS3.
said. That's what I literally said. Going to 1080p.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah. So many
You
things.
don't mix that aux cord. Oh, okay.
Right?
Discrimination. That red, white, and yellow.
Yes, yes. That's why I went for them. I'm like, now I only need one cable
Yeah, the
and no
component
red,
cable.
blue, or the other. And then when I plugged it in and I saw how clear that, yo, it felt like a different dimension. If that makes sense.
Yeah, one more fun thing about another thing of the times that again kids will never get, and some people even during that era wouldn't get if you didn't use it. But me when I met Priscilla forever ago, the PS3 used to have a chat system. They didn't have party chat, but they had a chat where you could go in and you could use your PlayStation Eye as a camera, and we used to be in chat
Yeah,
for hours.
PlayStation
it used to
Home?
be the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that was insane back then.
PlayStation Home or is it a
No,
different
no,
one?
no, an actual chat. Like it was just
Okay, yeah, I never
it could
had.
just hold up to like 6 people, and like we used to have people waiting to get in the chat. Like
I
and
had no internet on PlayStation 3 back then, so yeah, okay.
yeah, everybody used to just play, and then you could also use it for Burnout Paradise. So when we would hit each other, it would randomly take a picture of your friend. So I had like a bunch of pictures on my PlayStation of people with like this oh snap face because they got hit, and it would take a picture of them. So yeah, that again, a product of the times where people just wouldn't get it. And then you did mention PlayStation Home. That was the other thing I was gonna say. You had to be there. PlayStation Home was insane. It was a wild time. You had people doing all kinds of stuff, following people, playing in the casino. It was crazy. PlayStation Home was an insane thing for the time. So yeah, so many moments in history that just you had to be there. But yeah, with that, we're gonna get up out of here. And again, thank you for everybody that came through. Hit the like button, and remember, at the end of the day, it's all about gaming. We're out of here. Otter Nation.
Our
Otter
nation.
Nation.
Otter.